I think it's time. I think we gotta get this. Potty stop.
Distance nerding.
Down the screen too.
Hey!
Come on. I want to be on the screen. There we go.
Yeah.
I wanted to be on the screen.
Yeah, I thought, wow.
How's it going?
So maybe you do this alone.
Oh, I could have.
It's good. How are you?
I'm good. It's hard jumping around with all these different controls.
Yeah.
And then I get sidetracked because I just want to like look at something and be like, oh, what's this? I'm like, oh, you can't do that.
Yeah, don't do that. That's okay.
What is going on? You are now watching and listening and tasting and loving and licking.
And hopefully not smelling.
And yeah, maybe not smelling. Probably. I didn't shower today, I'll be honest. Distance nerding. It's Tuesday, and you know what that means. Distance nerding, part of the Comic-Con Radio podcast. Hooray!
Family.
And by the way, she's Frey Girl,
Oh, and he is James 5000.
and we are here to nerd
Nerd
together.
I got it. Of course I got it. 'Cause-
Nailed it for the
Yeah.
123rd time.
Woohoo! Look at us. We're so cool.
We're talking about anything pop culture, movies, food, music, wrestling, comics, Comic-Cons, streamers that change names, whatever you're nerding out on, we want to talk about it.
Absolutely.
I don't know. This is a lot going on. I got all these controls. I feel like I'm in charge of something.
Do you feel like Grogu with the new toy?
I feel like
We're
so
going
much
to talk
power.
about it later. This is going to be fantastic.
So much to talk about it. By the way,
yeah.
follow us on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, YouTube, Discord, all at Distance Nerding. Oh my
Yeah.
goodness. Oh my goodness.
Well, I mean, you gotta say the name, right? So
You gotta.
So,
I'm trying to get into the keynote, and the keynote's not working for me.
uh-oh. So we've got a lot of stuff tonight, even though it's just me and James, or James. I always want to call you James. So
You want
first-
to use my like Christian name?
Yeah. Although I don't know. I mean, I just want to use your given name. How about that? Let's just take it all out of that kind of. But yeah, so we've got the GEEKEND update. We're on Comic-Con Radio. We are going to be starting some rumors tonight.
Wait, hold on. I switched it back so you could do the little jingle.
Oh, the jingle? What jingle are you talking about? You know I don't remember things. Why do you make
The
me
song.
jingle? Oh,
It's not a Mexican radio, so it'd be a.
Comic-Con Radio.
There
Oh,
you
there you
go. By the way,
wow.
look,
It's already gone
look.
off the rails. We're off the rails,
know.
everyone.
Look, Sling Stardust is already noticing. Who gave James the controls? Where's Phil?
He's on island time right now. Who knows?
He
He's
is on
probably-
island time.
He's probably sipping a Mai Tai with his feet in the ocean.
Let's
We're
see.
not
it's,
jealous. Not at all.
It's like 3:30 where he is, so
Ugh,
yeah, he's probably taking a nap somewhere,
probably.
being lazy,
You know it.
or he's dragging La Jack around everywhere, and she's like, "I just want to dip my toes in the ocean and drink a Mai Tai." You
She's
son
like,
of a-
but there are chairs over there, and they're so comfy, and I just want to lay in one and look
I know,
at the
right?
ocean. Yeah.
Oh, what's up? It's Squints. You changed your name, Sling Sawdust. Squints is one of our OG buddies. He's
Hi, Squints.
out in Colorado. He helps out a ton. Graphic designer, Very good guy.
Ooh.
Sorry, I derailed us. So I made you do the song, the
Mm-hmm.
Mexican radio cover. Hopefully we don't get
Yeah.
taken down.
Because we're
We got
on
some
Comic-Con radio. All right.
we
I'm
got
done.
some rumors. Is Squid Game coming to America? Ooh,
Ooh.
maybe.
Squid is good. It's nom nom nommy.
Do you really like Squid?
I do, actually. I like Squid.
All right, that's a little odd.
We made rumaki in high school in my biology class. And ever since then, that was octopus though. But ever since then, I've liked tentacled animals like the flurkin.
Like a flurkin. So you're chopping up a flurkin? Oh, this just got
No!
dark.
No,
This just
flurkin
got dark.
are friends, not food.
Oh my goodness, that just got dark. Okay, rumors, the download. We got some news to the max. Lots
Oh
of
my
max news.
god, to the max, y'all.
And then the breakdown. We got mucho Mando on Mando Lovin with a double shot of Mando episodes to break down. Oh my
Well,
god.
we
so
gotta
much.
talk about Mando because tomorrow's the finale, and
I know.
you know it's gonna be on. It's gonna be lit.
I'm so excited. You mean tomorrow, as in like midnight when I stay up super late?
Yeah. Well, midnight for you. It's like 2 a.m. for me.
I wonder if young Phil gets it at like 9 p.m. since he's on island time.
I wonder, maybe. I mean, because they just release it Pacific time. So whatever time it is, I assume that's when people will see it. But I don't know. I don't know if it's considered, I don't know, island time. They do whatever they want. They don't.
That is true.
Yeah.
That is true. Are you gonna watch it tonight, or are you gonna wait till tomorrow?
I'm gonna wait till tomorrow. I watch with the husband, and he we'll probably watch it on his lunch because we won't be able to be. We'll be like, no, we gotta see it. We gotta know what's going on because I'll get it ruined for me. So
I know. I'm gonna ruin it for you at like 12:55 when it ends. They'll be like, oh my god.
And then you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna say, okay, let's talk about Ted Lasso, shall we?
Rude. Absolutely rude.
They're going to Amsterdam in Ted tonight, so I'm excited. All right, let's move.
By the way, I'm all caught up on Ted Lasso, so
oh, are you now?
Take that.
So you know what happened with Shandy, and I was totally right, and Reddit can suck it. All right.
I don't know about Zaba though. This is a very interesting season, but the production value is up. Have you noticed how clear their background looks now?
Oh yeah. Oh,
it's so weird.
It's really, I've been really impressed with all of it, and watching Ted Lasso. I started watching Welcome to Wrexham, and now I'm totally obsessed with
with football, with soccer.
Yes. So, and they won today. They got like 3 goals. So they're actually, if they win their next game, then they get promoted to another league. So it's like,
Are you serious?
All that stuff from Ted Lasso, and now I'm using it watching the Welcome to Wrexham and being all a fan of Wrexham, and I'm like, hey, they're gonna get promoted. So they're in the National League now, but then they get promoted to the next one. I don't know what it is. I'll have to wait until
that is literally what they've been trying to do. Oh my gosh.
So there's so many parallels. Ted Lasso, Wrexham, Ted Lasso, Wrexham. Anyway, we're off topic again.
We haven't even made it to through the on deck part.
No, we haven't. We have not. So I got to talk about pod decks.
Oh, wait. Are you saying you want to let me get a shout out? Look, I got sound effects. Oh, it's on loop. Why is everything on loop? That's weird.
It's Phil, baby. It's
Phil,
Phil,
everything
baby.
on.
All right.
Tell me about pod decks.
So we are going to shout out to pod decks. In fact, this episode is powered by pod decks. That's right. I am also powered by pod decks. Very few people know that, but I am. Pod decks are unique interview questions and episode starting prompts in the palm of your hand. I bet you can do card tricks with them too, if you really want to. If you're a new podcaster, or an existing broadcaster looking to grow your audience or get more engagement, level up with Poddex and check out poddex.com. Now, you can use the code NERDING10 for 10% off of Poddex. And from what I understand, they're amazing decks. Obviously, I'm powered by them, and I'm amazing. So that's what it's all about. But yeah, use code NERDING10, get 10% off. Try your hand at it. They're good icebreakers in conversation. If you have a hard time making small talk, use the Poddex.
Making the small talk.
The small talk.
Was that your first read? Have we never given you a read?
Not for Poddex. I did DUBBY last week or week before last. But yeah, I haven't done the Poddex.
Very, very good. That was impressive.
Thank you.
Speaking of DUBBY, DUBBY is an emerging brand of energy drinks created to help focus, concentration, reaction time with no jitters or crash, containing no maltodextrins, which nobody has Googled yet, sugar fillers, artificial colors or dyes, and is keto friendly. DUBBY is one of the few drinks that contain neurofactor and a nootropic derived from the coffee fruit. Neurofactor helps give your brain focus and clarity, while the 150 milligrams of caffeine, which I need like 150 right now, and 3 essential B vitamins helps you stay alert and energized. Find out more at dubby.gg. Use the code NERDING10 for 10% off. I want to lick my fingers like Philippe, just so people get the, like, I don't know, the visual, the ASMR.
Yeah.
I don't know.
So my ASMR, I don't think my ASMR is the same as everybody else's, because people are like, oh, this is so ASMR. And I'm like, it's not doing it for me.
No.
Comic book violence, ASMR for me. It's just
what did you say the other day? I'm like, you're a deep cut. Like, your ASMR was like, when we were talking to Scott from World's Best Comics.
Oh yeah.
And you're like, what kind of bag do you use for your comics? Like, what does it sound like when the pages ruffle against the plastic?
I'm telling you, the smell of actual comic book, it's the best smell in the world. It really is.
Oh yeah, totally.
And so anything with comics, I do go into like a Zen state when I'm bagging and boarding my comics. So it's like, I guess that could be ASMR too, but I'm usually listening to music. So I don't know, maybe the music's the ASMR. I don't know. Who knows?
I used to love going to like comic stores and buying like all the comics and like what you're saying, boarding them up, bagging them up. Like, oh, that was the best. You
always did it first, and you took it out slowly, you read it, you put it right back in, you put the tape on, put it shuffled it into your your box, and just like, okay, I got to put it here because this is the last one I have of this one, right before the other one. They're all alphabetized. So
I never thought to buy 2 of something.
I only did if they had different covers, or if I knew, like, if it was a special issue, I might buy 2, but I hardly ever bought 2 because I was just like, I'm just gonna read them. So now I wish I had bought some of.
I know, right?
Them, so,
do you have one favorite book that you can think of? Where you're like, this is the book that I love, and I'd go back and read it anytime.
That's so hard for me. There's so many, but probably if I was talking about storylines, it would have to be Judas Contract, the new Teen Titans Judas Contract, because to me that changed comics in a way.
Oh, interesting. Yeah.
Well, Tara betrayed them. She got in.
Spoiler alert.
Oh, come on. This was in like the 80s. Let's see.
Right.
But yeah, and they had this parallel thing going on where the X-Men had a new character, Kitty Pryde, Sprite. And then the Titans did the same thing, and they had Tara Markoff, aka Tara, and and they was like, oh, you're just doing the same thing as Marvel. And then when Tara went bad, everybody thought that Kitty Pryde was going to go bad too for months, and she never did. So it was really funny. But yeah, no, I mean, we got Nightwing out of that. Nightwing is a seminal character.
Right.
Barry Allen went from he retired as Kid Flash. Later, we see him as the Flash.
Off-brand saying Flashpoint is his one that he'd go back and read.
Flashpoint is amazing. I was gonna say also like newer stuff. I really like Final Crisis, believe it or not, and not a lot of people like that, but I do. I like it a lot. So
you kind of touched on my favorite book like ever. Like it blew my mind when I first saw it, but it was Teen Titans, right? But it was that one time where it was like a giant size, and it was Teen Titans and the Uncanny X-Men.
I love that
were in one book together.
Yeah.
And it was the first time they introduced the Source Wall in the DC universe, which is like, you know, like the Green Lanterns are chipping away at the Source Wall like every other issue, it feels like. But like that was the one where it's like, wait a second, Marvel and DC can live in the same book? That blows my mind.
It was such a good episode. I do love that one too. And then also on the X-Men side, I think my favorite X-Men, although I do love a lot of their, like a lot of the storylines, I think they had some really good storylines, but my favorite one that I would read over and over again is God Loves, Man Kills. It is such a really good, it's its own like self-contained, it's like its own graphic
Elseworld,
novel. Yeah, it is, but it's so good, and it's just, I mean, it's just really good. We'll just leave it at that. It's just really good. If you guys haven't read it and you can get your hands on a copy of X-Men God Loves, Man Kills, please go.
Is that the one with like, it looks very 50s or 40s, like the cover? The artwork?
It is painted. It's a painted cover.
Yeah, there you go. Okay.
Yeah, and they and it's Kitty Pryde and her delving into her Jewish background. And it's really it's about all of that and how it really brings home the allegory of mutants as almost like they're second-class citizens, and so it's that kind, and it's like it just shows the parallels of that. So it's a really great one, like all-inclusive thing. So yeah,
very cool.
Yeah,
everybody's chiming in. Distance nerding, who's that?
It better not be Island Boy.
I know, right? Oh, look, off-brand.
Hey,
it's Aaron Thick. What's up, Aaron? We miss you, buddy.
Hey, Aaron.
Thick used to be on like every other week.
Oh,
super
really?
funny. Yeah. I'm like, here's the notes, Thick, and he's like, I don't need notes. And he was always off top of his head. It's just crazy, and I loved it.
Well, you know, hey, Thick, you need to come back on so we can do some more of the Tales from the Thick.
I know, right?
Right. All right. Well, let's get this.
Okay.
Started.
GEEKEND update. Wait, GEEKEND. Hold on.
Update.
There you go.
First time.
Distance Nerding is on Comic-Con Radio. Distance Nerding is partnering with Comic-Con Radio to bring Distance Nerding. How many times can I say Distance Nerding? To more nerds around the world. Listen to Distance Nerding and our second show, Comic Conversation, via Comic-Con Radio. And I think we got like 10 episodes up there now.
Real? That's awesome. 10 episodes. That's a lot.
On Comic-Con Radio.
The Comic Conversation.
Exactly. So this episode and a Comic Conversation will be on Comic-Con Radio. So you can, I'm going to grab the link.
You can distance nerd out with us on Comic-Con Radio. Comic-Con Radio.
Link. There you go. There it is. And by the way, our next con we're doing is Powerhouse Comic Con, May 20th in Pleasanton. It's going to be amazing. We're going to see David Faustino from Married with Children, Tracy Gold from Growing Pains, Elise Bauman from Dragon Ball Z, and so many more. We're gonna see some of our friends like Lord Bloodraw, who does like a horror show. I think Graveyard and Young Phil interviewed him a while back. So
cool.
Super cool dude. He's like I don't know about these horror people. I don't know what they're gonna be like, but he was the nicest guy. Shout out to Lord Bloodraw. He was amazing. It was so cool, so cool. Yeah. By the way, so oh, look, that is Young Phil.
That is Island Boy, and he's headed to a luau. Okay.
Okay, guys.
Some poi for us. I
just like headed to a luau. Rude. You think he's gonna try poi? I don't think he's gonna try poi.
You know, he should. Everybody should at least try it. I hear it doesn't look very appetizing, and some people like it and some people don't. But I feel like if you're gonna go island hopping, then you should at least try the stuff that's on the islands. Unless it's
there you
poisonous.
go.
Don't try the
poisonous
stuff.
When in Rome or on the Big Island, then do the thing. Cam, you want to come on? I'll shoot you an invite, Cam.
Yeah.
Cam, you got it, buddy. Just jump in when you can. Let's keep going though. So next show, Powerhouse Comic Con, May 20th, Pleasanton, California, just a couple hours away from here in Sacramento. Gonna be some cool vendors. We're gonna have a few of our own panels, so it'll be awesome. So if you want to come win some Funko Pops or win some prizes, do some trivia, come hang out with Distance Nerding. Young Phil has a big box of Funkos that we're giving away courtesy of Beehive Collectibles. I try not to have all of our prizes go at once, but it's hard to wrangle Young Phil. So come early to Powerhouse Comic Con. Yeah, I think the first hour of Gem State Comic Con, he was so excited. You know, Cam was there. We were all super excited. I think he gave out 10 Funko Pops in like less than the first hour. So I'm just like, dude, what are you doing? We got 2 days of con to get through, and you just gave away like all the prizes.
Pace yourself, buddy. Pace yourself.
This guy.
I say that, but in the same situation, I would probably do the same thing. I get real excited, stuff like that too. So I'd be like, "Oh my God, you get one, and you get one, and you get one." You'd have to corral
I know how it goes.
You'd have to corral the both of us.
Exactly. We'll not put you two on stage. You'll just be. It'll be Oprah time, just flinging everything out. Oh, shout out to Squints. Happy birthday, buddy. I forgot we mentioned that.
Oh yeah, Squint. Happy Level Up Day, because I don't do birthdays. I do Level Up Days because it's so much cooler. Because you like when you level up, you get cool stuff. So
that's it. That's it. I like it.
Oh,
no, James, do you want me to come on and have a fourth person on my way to know the show? Okay, yeah, sure. Whatever. Thick, come on. It's a party.
It's a party.
I actually don't know if I can send Thick. Thick, if you want me to send the link, I'll send the link. Just let me know.
Yeah, Jesus. He's just going to send the link. Call in. No, just kidding.
I gotta do everything. Young there. I think that's it. You get it. If you don't, my bad. Okay, wait. Hold on. Now we got through that.
Yeah.
Are we ready? Hold on 1 second.
Are you queuing up music?
No, I gotta queue up the thing.
Graphic.
There it is.
There we
are. Dubby, go away, Dubby. We get it, Dubby. Okay.
Fantastic.
Rumors. Hold on.
Switch. Rumors? We're starting rumors.
We're gonna do some rumors. Are you ready? Maybe. Yeah. How about we just go with whatever we play? With me.
With you.
Oh yeah, some rumors, baby.
Oh yeah, but that is not the rumor we had. There we go. There we go.
All right, let's get into these rumors. So Squid Game was one of the biggest shows on Netflix, right? Everybody loves Squid Games. Shout out
You
Squid
know, I
Games.
never saw it.
Go watch it. It's actually really interesting. Like,
No,
yes, it
everybody
does.
says it's really good. It's
It
on my
does get
list
a
to
little
watch.
gory.
I just can't. I've got so much other stuff.
We've met a few of the American cast members that were on the show, and there's like 4. So, and they were super cool. It was such like a pandemic phenomenon that this hit, you know?
Yeah.
So, I think it's still the biggest show on Netflix.
And I could see that it would be. I mean, from what I understand, everybody says it's great. I just need to watch it. I went Tiger King route and then got really disillusioned by all of it. So I didn't want to do Squid Games because I was like, I just can't do this right now.
I'll be honest. I love me some Tiger King. Give me that drama. Give me that Tita spill.
Yeah.
Oh, so good.
Tiger
Okay.
King.
Oh, sorry. Season 2.
Also was in Oklahoma, so.
There's tigers like in your backyard. Go find me a tiger.
I had a relative that owned tigers.
Oh my god! You're on season 4 of Tiger King. Oh my goodness! Best day ever. Okay, season 2 of Squid Game is in the works with the creator, but we don't have any updates on when that's coming out. Interesting report though. Netflix is in the process of developing a remake of Squid Game, and they want David Fincher to direct it and produce it. So David Fincher, like Seven, Gone Girl, The Social Network, like heavy thrillers / dramas, right?
Yeah, I think they should use the reality show hosts in the Squid Games if they're going to Americanize it.
Like the guy from Survivor.
Yeah, like Jeff Probst. He needs to be on it as a contestant. I think funny. that would be the twist that I would need. And I think David Fincher's the one that can do it.
That would actually be kind of interesting. It would add like a weird realism to it. So that'd be interesting. So are your tacos... It would. Are your tacos on the table for an American version of the Squid Game or David Fincher?
I like David Fincher. And I've never seen the first one. So this will be weird. But I just, you know what? We don't have, as Americans, we don't have to remake everything. We absolutely don't.
We got to make everything our own.
I had a favorite TV show called Coupling, and it was British, and it was lovely and beautiful and crazy and awkward, and I loved it. And then they tried to remake it in America, and it failed because they didn't understand what they were doing. So I'm
because it wasn't American enough. You got to make it more American.
It was horrid. So I'm
can't be British.
It was great, but I love still to this day. Coupling is one of my all-time favorite British TV shows. So, but yeah. So I'm gonna say no tacos on the table for this one.
See, tacos are now American, and that's why they're delicious, right? No. Okay. Well, I tried.
You did, but you failed.
Speaking of delicious, look who it is! Oh, it's Kim.
Oh, just because I.
Can I switch cam to that? Oh no, I can't switch the layout. Silly layout. Cam, what's up, buddy?
Not much. Miss you guys from Gem State.
Yes. By the way, yeah, that was awesome seeing you at Gem State Comic Con. You did great. Look at you with a T-shirt that I did not get. Thank you very much for rubbing that in my face.
Well, I helped Dave out with the pizza party, and so in exchange with that, he gave me a shirt.
There you go.
How about interviewing guests? I helped Dave out with interviewing guests. No.
I bet if you asked Dave, he'd send you a shirt.
That's probably true. Super.
Oh yeah,
super nice guy.
On Thursday, I will definitely hop on with you guys.
Dave is a really awesome guy, so that's Awesome.
Oh yeah, Dave's amazing. We've already got set up for a private screening for Guardians of the Galaxy. We've got our summer cosplay gathering
Wait, this is all Gem State Comic Con stuff?
all Gem State.
Oh, that's awesome.
And then we've got something coming up in November, I believe. Let me check my calendar.
Okay, let's turn this to be about Cam and all his plugs. It's pluggables, everybody. It's
in
about
November.
Cam.
Well, the one in November I can't quite talk about yet because there
Yeah,
hasn't
you're not
been an
supposed to talk
official
about it.
announcement.
Yeah, I know
Oh,
what it is, but you
no.
gotta keep your mouth shut, buddy.
Yeah, James, you know what it is. I'm not saying a whole
You're-
lot on it.
You're on the inside now, Cam. You
Oh,
can't
yeah.
tell stuff to the outside yet.
No, I literally haven't told anybody. Dave did it last time he was on. He said something about it, but that's as far as I'm taking it.
There you go.
Okay.
Okay,
Well,
let's
good.
keep going with this news. We got a lot of news to get through.
All right. So I've got some news, and
yeah.
you know what? I think there may be a fight for David Fincher here because Kevin Feige is there's a rumor, obviously, that he's looking to more experienced creative talents now instead of he's had his fun with all the newbies, and now he is wanting more experienced filmmakers in the MCU. So this is according to CBR.com that Feige could change his hiring process. And as the rumor suggests, he's looking for more experienced filmmakers to direct Marvel Cinematic Universe projects. Now, they do go on to quote Jeff Snyder that says Feige.
Easy. Don't get us canceled.
Feige. Sorry, Kevin. Does want to hire more, so we're definitely canceled now. Does want to hire more established talent behind the camera. Now, Snyder's comment echoes previous reports made in June of 2022 by insider and Deadline reporter Justin Knoll that claimed that Feige and Marvel Studios were eyeing a big-name director for Fantastic Four. No one at Marvel has confirmed this at all, or Disney, so we don't even know if this is true or not.
I have two sides of the coin on this. I think my tacos are on the table that yes, he's looking for more experienced directors that could bring something new and something with extra depth to the MCU, right? But the flip side of that is my tacos are off the table because if you want to go get established directors, they're gonna cost some money.
Yeah.
And I don't think Disney or Marvel wants to add in more dollar bucks into these budgets, they're planning movies out until 2026 right now, right?
Yeah.
So they're thinking about those budgets, and then Feige's like, let me bring on Martin Scorsese. It's whoa, hey, easy. We're not trying to do Super Godfather or something. I don't know.
Well, and I mean, Scorsese's not going to do it. Was it Scorsese that said that he thought that Marvel was crap?
I know with white hair. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Probably.
Yeah.
That sounds like Scorsese.
Yeah. So, I mean, I would say my tacos are on the table. Here's the thing. I think that this is not really a rumor. I think Feige's always looking for experienced people. And then he tries to find the right creative people for the right project. And if that's new people that don't have a lot of budget knowledge, then he chooses them and he tries to pair them with someone who might. So I think maybe that hasn't been great lately, but I do think that he does always try to find the right people for the right project. And it's hard when you've got so many projects and so many balls in the air. So I can't say this as a rumor. I
balls.
did.
Where are your tacos?
I'm gonna say
my
half my
tacos
tacos are on the table.
Are on the table as well, yeah.
Yours are on the table? Okay. Everybody
Now,
thinks they're on the table.
They're on the table. But just to let you guys know, the newest thing from Disney, Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania, it's available for digital download today, April 18th, 2023. So
Okay.
no plans. They don't have any dates for Disney Plus yet, though. So
That's my
Yeah,
question.
we'll be here in a few months, probably.
That was my
Well,
question.
it could lead into this other rumor.
Okay. So now
that
on to
might
some
be part of it.
now
Yeah.
onto some silent treatment from Marvel. Unless you are an MCU news diet, you already know about Jonathan Majors' legal troubles. Yes, we're all aware. Some issues. If you're not, he's been charged with multiple counts of harassment and assault involving a domestic dispute in New York. His attorneys claim that he is innocent and they are collecting all the proof they need to clear him. Ugh. Now, Deadline is reporting that his talent manager, Entertainment 360, has dropped him due to the issues surrounding the actor's personal behavior. Majors was already dropped from the PR firm The Letty Company last month.
Yeah.
Kind of interesting, right?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
So, what does this mean for his career? Fans are wondering what Marvel Studios is going to do. I mean, they have built the next 5 years of MCU films around Jonathan Majors.
And, there's the tease at the end of Quantumania that he's already got projects lined up.
Yeah.
Spoiler alert. Wait for the digital download, sir. So, according to Deadline report, there's been 0 conversations in the Marvel camp to drop Majors from the MCU. So, while everyone else involved with Majors is dropping him, it seems like Marvel and Disney are going to stand by him. God damn it.
For now.
Okay, let's start with Frey. Where are your tacos on, let's say, Majors getting dropped from Marvel and Disney?
Well, I mean, they have spent a lot of effort on him. So I think right now it's really just a waiting game. It's okay, if he gets convicted, then they'll drop him. If he doesn't, so I think they're just waiting to see how this all unfolds. But I don't know. I mean, everybody's saying, "Oh gosh, no, not another Ezra Miller, not another Ezra Miller." And I can see that. So I think that they're leery, and them being silent, I think, speaks more than them actually saying anything.
So is that good or bad that they're not saying anything?
I think it means we're going to do what's best for our company, and we ain't saying crap until we know what's best for our company. If they find a viable replacement, they will probably go with that viable replacement. So
I gotcha.
So yeah, so I think tacos on the table here is I think that this silence is not golden. So I got my tacos on the table for this. It's not
tacos
looking good
are
for
on
Mr.
the. Oh wait,
Majors.
I forgot I had a thing. Tacos on the table.
You forgot about that.
Hey, I usually have people to do this. Where's my people? They're at Luau's.
On the island.
They're at Luau's.
Out of Luau.
They got poi all over their fingers. We don't want them touching the keyboard. Cam, what do you think?
Can you imagine him licking the poi off his
I'm going to say they're on the tables because I have a feeling here in the future they will. But for now, they're going to keep them until until actually there's more actual concrete legal trouble for him. Then I think they'll drop him.
Yeah.
But for now, I think he's going to stay in Marvel since they've, lined up because they've got Kang Dynasty already in their calendars. You know. So they've got to keep him until that.
He's already filmed the second season of Loki. So he's definitely going to be in the second season of Loki for sure. So I think that might be why they're not saying anything too.
Yeah.
Yeah, my tacos are off the table. I don't think they're gonna mess with this at all. If anything, I think they're gonna be like, hey, how are your lawyers doing? Are they doing good? Yes, no. If it's like a maybe, they're gonna be
If,
like,
if
all right,
it's
we're
bad
gonna
lawyers, they're gonna hire lawyers for
they're gonna
them.
unleash the Disney, armada of lawyers.
The Marvel lawyers. Here you go.
to be like, hey, fix this because
They're
we
gonna
have
release the Bob Iger lawyer.
exactly. All right, let's keep it going.
I think that's it for our rumors. Aren't we on to lowdown?
We're moving right along. This is great. I'm so impressed with ourselves.
And it started right as someone was heading to a luau.
Oh, look at
Interesting.
that. Imagine that. And we
perfect
we
timing,
added
huh?
Cam off the bench coming in.
Yeah.
NBA playoffs. Go Kings. This is amazing. Okay.
Oh yeah. No, the Kings are like they're doing so well. I'm rooting for them because my
I
team's
know,
not
me
in it
too.
this year. So I'm like, yeah, go Kings. Sorry.
Exactly. Okay. Speaking of Kings, speaking of the Max, Warner Brothers Discovery officially announced Max, so weird, as the new name of its flagship streamer, lopping off the HBO part of its name and is mixing in a big bucket of new content from Discovery Plus and other new original series. So I guess it's Max. We got Max
Well,
now.
you got to consider this was kind of coming because, like, with Titans and other shows that they were having just there on HBO Max, they were just calling them Max Originals.
Right. Yeah.
Oh, you know what? I didn't even notice that. You're so right.
Yeah. Oh yeah, they've been doing that for.
So they've been doing this for a while.
Yeah.
Interesting. So
I just find it funny that it's
Mhm.
Max, right? Which is what they changed Cinemax to. And so now we've come full circle with they're going to have.
wait, who
the-
owns
the
Cinemax?
Skinmax. HBO. HBO and Cinemax merged several years ago.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
I totally forgot about that.
I
Okay,
worked in
all right.
TV for a while, so I kind of had to know that.
So you know
and-
all the scoop.
No, not anymore. But no, I do know that HBO and Cinemax merged a long time ago, and
Okay, that's right.
Warner Brothers owns them. So yeah, so it was HBO Cinemax, and then it's HBO Max for both of them, and yeah, now it's just Max. So
I'm
I
okay
get
with
it.
that.
I get the name change.
I'm cool. I'm cool with
their
it.
new mascot should be some old guy smoking a cigar with a really like raspy voice. Hello. Welcome to Max.
Welcome to the
We hope
Just get
you
Clint
enjoy
Eastwood.
your stay.
Just get Clint Eastwood.
There you go.
Well, check this out. Warner Brothers Discovery is promising an average of more than 40 new titles and TV shows seasons each month. That's a lot. That's like one a day, more than one a day.
Oh yeah. But that's
nuts.
weird. I don't know if they realize what they said. Because they want 40 new titles and TV show seasons every month, right? So
Mhm.
they're gonna have 40 new ones each month. And it's like, no. That's not sustainable. there's not enough content out there for that. I mean, if they want to give us a show.
Well, I think I know, right? I'll take it. I'll take
We'll
it.
totally take it.
I think people sleep on Discovery and how much content they have over there.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, I was just thinking, and that's probably easy content too because it's not scripted. So
Exactly. Like I've been seeing ads for some elephant thing that, Disney Plus is doing with Natalie Portman. It's like nobody's excited for that content, but everybody's like, "Oh, okay, cool. Thanks, Natalie Portman.
Yeah.
We appreciate you talking to elephants." So
elephants are awesome. We love
that works. That works. So Max will be available in 3 different versions. The first 2 plans align with the existing HBO Max prices. And then Warner Brothers Discovery said current HBO Max customers will not see their pricing change for now when the new series debuts. But we have a Max Ad Lite, which is $10 a month. This is where it gets interesting. So 2 concurrent streams, 1080p, right? No offline downloads. Then there's the next level up, Max ad-free for $16, 2 concurrent streams, 1080p, 30 offline downloads, so you can like download movies. Kind of
Yeah.
interesting. And then the Max Ultimate ad-free is $20, 4 concurrent streams, up to 4K Ultra HD, 100 offline downloads. Interesting.
I think that they think that the downloads are more attractive than they really are.
Mhm.
But okay, let's move on.
I don't know if you mentioned it while I was away, but anybody who does already have an HBO Max subscription plan will automatically be bumped into Max.
Oh yeah, totally.
Yeah, he did. He mentioned it. Like,
And that includes.
but it's, you know what? It's so nice we have to say it twice.
So nice.
Yeah.
That includes us people that are on AT&T because we get it for free.
Yay!
So we're getting Max for free. So, I was looking like, okay, so ad light, I get it. There's ads, ad free. Okay, I'd pay $16 for ad free, but this ultimate one is kind of interesting. Like 4K Ultra HD, 100 offline downloads. I'm like, I don't know if I'd pay for that, but I guess the big hook for this is the 4K Ultra HD. So it's that Blu-ray quality.
Yeah.
That you're getting from these movies.
Well, I
or
also
streamers.
noticed when looking at this that I think the first 2 tiers you can only do 2 devices, and that third tier you can do 4 devices at once.
Yeah. I could see that for bigger families or people that are really into like the highest quality content, like the highest quality of the content, not the content itself, but of what the content looks like. And yeah, I could see that. If you've got like a gearhead, a techie guy that wants that, then yeah, absolutely. I could
or
see
a
that.
brand new 75-inch TV. Woo!
Oh yeah, there you go. Yeah,
Thanks.
I won't
Tax
let
refund.
I won't let that amount of screen come into my house. So
My
What?
tax
Come on.
refund went to cosplays. What are you talking about?
You can
Drama?
leave it outside because it's so big. That's fine. That's fine. Just put an umbrella
no.
over it.
Mm-mm.
And I'm
Nope.
impressed with it. Okay.
You know what? I'm sure you are.
You would love a 75-inch
No, I wouldn't.
in the background. You would. Take your glasses off. You don't even need to watch TV with glasses on. It'd be great.
James, keep talking about the Max thing.
Okay, the rebuilt Max on the web, max.com, is set to launch in the U.S. on May 23rd.
That's not that far away.
No.
About a month away.
Yeah.
But now, I mean, Max or Warner Brothers wanted to like hit this running. There's been a bunch of announcements of their upcoming projects.
Oh, yeah.
Crazy. Okay.
So in horrible news, see what I did there? The Conjuring universe is about to expand even more with a new horror drama series developed for HBO Max or Max. So James Wan is developing the series as an executive producer along with DC Studios co-CEO Peter Safran. That's super interesting. It sets up the New Line Cinema and Warner Brothers. It's set up with New Line Cinemas and Warner Brothers Television. So there is money behind this. New Line and Warner Brothers. Interesting. James Wan and Peter Safran. Oh my goodness.
Wasn't he involved in that? Maybe not. I don't know. I'm not down on my Safran knowledge. But I thought he and James Wan had done something together before.
I am a complete wussy when it comes to horror movies, so I have no idea. Like I was watching wrestling last night, and then that Evil Dead Rise commercial came on.
Uh-huh.
And the remote was like across the room, and I'm just like, I don't know what to do. It's just like, I'm gonna stare at my phone, look at my phone, like look at all
I'm
this.
ignoring this. I'm ignoring this.
Let me check my emails.
That's
the
why you
series,
got so talkative.
I know, right? The series is said to continue the story established in the feature films. There are no other details shared, but it continues the story from the films. Interesting. So there's 7 films. I didn't even know that there were 7 films in this like Conjuring
Yeah, and I
universe.
think there's a new Insidious movie coming out this year.
Yeah, there is. There's a new one coming out too, so that's crazy.
So the next installment of this franchise is The
Mhm.
Nun 2. I didn't even know The Nun was part of this. So it's like
Oh,
Conjuring,
yeah, and The Nun.
Annabelle, The Nun. What was the other one? Annabelle, yeah, Annabelle. So The Nun 2 will be released September 8th. Wow.
That's cool. So the husband, our first date, our first real date, he fake dated me for a little while. That's what he claims, but he paid.
It's called
So
ghosting.
I don't know. No, the fake dating. He took me out for breakfast and would pay and everything. But he was like, no, I'm fake dating you. He didn't say that until much later. But yeah. So, but the first movie we saw was Annabelle, and I was like, he was like, oh yeah, let's go see Annabelle. And I was like, you understand, I don't watch horror movies, right? And he was like, no, I didn't know that. I spent a third of the movie with my eyes closed and still made him check the whole house before he left.
Oh, jeez.
And I still won't let
And that's
him
what you were
forget it.
dating?
Yeah, that was like our first real date. So it was funny.
That's awesome.
And I've actually seen most of these movies. I just know when the bad parts are going to happen, so I just look away.
I can watch like Saw. That's about it. And just the first one. Because it's more thriller, psychological.
Mhm.
You know?
Which I'm
But-
disappointed. I looked when the 10th movie comes out, and it's the same day as the Five Nights at Freddy movie.
Oh no.
Double feature.
That's what I'm doing.
You better
that'd
buy
be
like
awesome.
the large tub of popcorn and get a free refill. Because that's when you start saving money. Double feature it up.
Oh yeah, I'm doing a double feature on that day.
That's cool. I'm going to do the Barbie Oppenheimer double feature. So
There you go.
now let's spin off into some big news. Fans of the original The Big Bang Theory need to buckle up because a new project related to the hit sitcom is in the works. I hope it's the children of all of them. Max, Max, formerly HBO Max, recently announced that Chuck Lorre is developing a new comedy series derived from the Big Bang Theory for Warner Brothers Television.
Interesting.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, because I'm all like, so what are they going to do?
So, yeah.
Yeah, Cam, what would you want to see? Did you watch Big Bang? What would you want to see?
I watched it for a while, and then I haven't seen the later seasons, but they've done young Sheldon.
Uh-huh.
And then I saw a picture on Facebook where like they were comparing like characters from Young Sheldon to Big Bang Theory. So, they have pretty much all the cast as kids. They're in one of the seasons of Young Sheldon. I haven't watched Young Sheldon yet. So I'm like, are they going to continue that storyline, or are they doing something else?
Well, I guess we'll have to find out. Frey, what do you think?
I still think the kids. I think they should do the next generation. Like
their
the
kids.
Big Bang, the next generation. Like
kind of like
the next generation. What did they buy?
That 90s show?
Yeah, kind of, but funny.
Yeah, no, I mean, per the Big Bang Theory humor, but something like that 90s show.
Oh yeah, I mean, like,
good.
and it just be like Sheldon's son's total jock. It's like they're all totally different. And it's just
like opposite?
Their parents having to deal with that.
Yes, that'd be good. That would actually be a good setup.
Yeah, and I think, and it's something I think Chuck Lorre would do, because I like him so, like, for such a long time. I liked him. Dharma and Greg liked him during that, so I've liked him for a while.
Young Phil chimes in from the Big Island and says, "Oh, please no kid banging theories." All right, so you're gonna get us canceled. I don't know how many Mai Tais you've had, Young Phil, but you need to end it.
See, Phil's just still trying to get us canceled, even though he's not on the show.
Yeah.
I know.
Right?
I know this guy.
He's pulling a James vibe on Thursday.
I know.
Yeah, he's pulling a John Bass 5000 Thursday vibes right now.
I do like your theory of let's have their kids be completely different from them, and then they have to be awkwardly social with their kids, and
they have
how do they
try to
get along
relate.
with them?
You know, you could see like the football player kid, and just be like, Dad, I need to talk to you about girls. And then Shelton going, no, and running.
Yes, that'd
I
be
could
good.
just totally see that. And so, and if, you know, some of them don't want to come back, they could be, you know, on a sabbatical to a different country or something. You know what I mean? It's like,
Yeah.
there's, because they're such, what they do is so highbrow. And so, like, you know, they're scientists. They can do that anywhere. So it's like, you know, you could have people come and go. And I just think it would be fun.
That's cool. Actually, I really like that. Any more details? That's it, right? No dates?
Yeah, no, that's it. This no current, nothing.
Gotcha.
It's
All
a
right.
big bang theory, but also a big theory.
A big wah wah.
Right.
Okay. Speaking of spin-off, the first trailer for the highly anticipated animated series Gremlins Secrets of the Mogwai is out, and it looks amazing. It's so cute. I guess we could have watched it, but
Yeah.
I've yet to watch the trailer.
it's super cute. I watched it, but I'm just like, is that like, you know, are we gonna watch this as like one of the trailers, lights, camera, reaction? But no, I held off. But it was pretty cool. The half-hour animated series comes from WB Animation and Amblin TV, and both Steven Spielberg and Joe Dante are executive producing that mother.
You know what? I think that's actually the best because I loved the Gremlins. I loved the Gremlins so much. And so I'm excited about this. I think it's going to be cute. Very nostalgic.
It's going to be cute. I put the Cam, where were you? I put the trailer in the
I know you did.
I post.
I had time to watch it.
Come on, man. You're supposed to be on top of that. But I do have a don't feed it after midnight opsis.
Don't feed it after midnight opsis.
Synopsis.
You thought I was going to do it.
Yes. Gremlins Secrets of the Mogwai is a period piece set in the 1920s Shanghai. The series reveals how a 10-year-old Sam Wing, who becomes the future shop owner in Mr. Wing in the 1984 movie, met the young Mogwai called Gizmo. They strike up a lifelong friendship, and as Wing attempts to return Gizmo to his family, encountering and sometimes battling colorful monsters and spirits from the Chinese folklore. Meanwhile, the two and street thief L are pursued by a power-hungry industrialist and his growing army of evil gremlins. Ooh, interesting. Interesting. The series voice cast, this is actually pretty cool. The series voice cast include Ming-Na Wen, right?
Oh, already going to watch it.
James Hong from Big Trouble in Little China and Gremlins.
I think he was Mr. Wing, wasn't he?
Yeah. So that's all, the whole thing is
Yeah.
that he's going to be in it again. BD Wong, who was in like Jurassic World, and I think Isaac Wang is going to be the little kid. So yeah, I'm kind of down with this. The series is set to premiere on Max May 23rd. So the day Max officially switches.
So
Wow,
this is like
the day of release.
Yes. Yes.
So they're like, hey, we got all these franchises. We got Harry Potter. You know, we got DC. We got all this stuff. And what are we going to do? Let's take the Gremlins out. Let's just let the Gremlins have the day.
Yeah.
It's a bold choice. I'm just going to say that. It is a bold choice.
Yeah, it is. It is. Like an 80s movie, I guess. All right.
Yeah.
Let's keep going.
Why do you remind me of these things, John? It was yesterday.
Sorry.
That movie came out yesterday.
Yes, sorry about that. Speaking of a spinoff, a new Game of a spinoff. Speaking of the spinoff of a spinoff, a new Game of Thrones prequel series has officially been greenlit by Max, and it's titled "A Knight of the Seven Kingdoms: The Hedge Knight." Interesting. This project.
Read all of these.
Have you?
All the ones they have out. Yeah. They're really good. They're about, I want to see 200 to 300 pages long. They're like little novellas, and it's just an adventure that Duncan the Tall and
Duncan Egg, right?
yeah, Duncan Egg. So it's Duncan the Tall and Aegon the Fifth, I think. But it's him when he was a kid, and he didn't think he was going to be king, and so they just had him squire for Duncan the Tall, and it's just their adventures. And I think they have 3 out, maybe 4, but I've read them all. They're really good. They don't take that long to read, so if you're not much of a reader, it's not a huge commitment, but they are really good. And they also have them in graphic novel, comic book form too. So if you want to do that route.
Interesting. Yeah, they have let me just, since I have it here. Their novellas, The Hedge Knight came out in 98, The Sworn Sword came out in 2003, and The Mystery Knight 2010.
I think the Sworn Sword is probably my favorite. They're all really good, but I think the second one's probably my favorite.
Hey, you know what?
What?
I have a Duncan Egg and Hedgehog walk into a bar opsis.
A Duncan Egg and Hedgehog walk into a bar opsis.
Synopsis.
Yes. A century before the events of the Game of Thrones, 2 unlikely heroes wandered Westeros. A young, naive, but courageous knight, Sir Duncan the Tall, and the diminutive Squire Egg, set in an age when the Targaryen line still holds the Iron Throne and memory of the last dragon has not yet passed from living memory. Great destinies, powerful foes, and dangerous exploits all await these improbable and incomparable friends. No release date yet. Oh, okay.
They're really cute. So the first one, the Hedge Knight, that first novella, that's when you meet both of them and you get into it. And then the second one is just kind of like them being, just doing the stuff, being a Hedge Knight. And then the third one possibly has a character that if you're really into Game of Thrones, you'll know about.
Ooh,
that has a very distinctive birthmark. I'll just say that.
It's Harry Potter?
Yeah. It's crossover.
Speaking of a reboot / spinoff, Warner Brothers has officially announced that they are moving forward with a new Harry Potter series for HBO Max, for Max. Oh my goodness. Are you guys okay with this?
No.
Depending upon where they go.
Yes.
Depending upon where they go with it.
Okay.
I don't know if I think maybe Harry Potter's done for a little bit. I think we should just back off of Harry Potter just for a little bit. Give him some time to breathe. Let him fully realize the wizard that he is and that he will be, and then revisit it.
I thought you guys would be into this.
Well, I still think they should do the Cursed Child movie that people are wanting.
Oh, the kind of follow-up, right? The Cursed
the aftermath.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Of everything.
Which is what, like a stage play? Like it's a 2-part
It is a musical.
Stage play.
Yeah, stage play on Broadway. Yeah. Still running. Unlike Phantom.
I think that's still here in San Francisco. I want to say, I'm not sure. I think it is.
Yeah, I've never seen it.
But that's definitely one I'd want to go see. So let me get some news here. So original Harry Potter film producer David Heyman is currently in talks to executive produce, but this is the big thing. The author, J.K. Rowling, is on board and executive producing and explained the series will be a faithful take on her classic Harry Potter books. I think it's big that they got her to sign off and be on board and executive produce this show.
I've heard a lot of people aren't happy about that.
No, they're not.
Well, I think some of that's mixed in with her and her views, like her personal views.
Oh,
it's more like they don't want to give her any more money.
Right. But they also probably love Harry Potter.
Yes.
So there will be.
It's hard. It's hard. It's a hard thing because, it's like she's such a not nice person.
Yeah.
But I've read all the Harry Potter books, and my son, like, one of the first like things we did was we went to he was a toddler, and we went to one of the I think it was the last Harry Potter book that came out, and did the midnight thing, and he got to wear the
Nice.
glasses, and they put a little thing on
Yeah,
him, and he
right.
looked so cute. So
The
I have a
midnight
lot of
release of the book.
I am really nostalgic for all of this. And there are a lot of things that the movies did not put in that I felt, hey, I would love to see that.
Right.
And if they do that, then yeah, absolutely.
Especially in a series.
Yeah, I just don't
But
like who the
I'm
executive producer
scared
is.
that they could do, like a 7-episode series and try to cram all of, year 1 into 1 episode, year 2, where they need to actually let it breathe.
Each season is going to be one book. So if you think about it this way, each movie was one book for the most part, right?
Yeah.
Except for the Deathly Hallows. So imagine like your 2.5 hour Harry Potter movie is now going to be 10 hours.
8 episodes.
Yeah, 8 to 10 episodes.
Because the standard was 9 for something like that, like Game of Thrones. It was 9.
Yeah,
and then they did
Sweet
9.
Spot seems to be 8.
Yeah, 8 seems to be
8 or 9 episodes for shows.
But I think they could do that, and I think the books in the middle, the longer books, like Goblet of Fire and Order of the Phoenix, those two. I don't know if 8 hours would be long enough.
Then do another couple episodes. Okay.
Yeah.
There's no restraints.
I mean, especially like for the Trey Wizard tournament. That's going to be, at least 2 to 3 episodes to cover everything. Well,
and there's so much stuff that happens before it. And they just kind of gloss over it in the movie. And it's like, that's the stuff I want. I want more attention on the World Cup. And I want
but I'm just saying, for the tournament itself, it needs to be, 2 to 3 episodes long to cover everything that went on.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, absolutely. And
so I think I was going to say, I think this is where it gets interesting. So there will be an all new cast playing the beloved characters, and the show will be billed as a decade-long series.
They need to do a whole new cast because
you can't
the
get
3 of them are
old ones.
well past.
Right. But I think that's going to be the hardest pill to swallow, because when you see Harry Potter, you see Radcliffe.
Yeah,
right?
You see Radcliffe, Watson, and Rupert.
Unless you get them to play the teachers.
Yeah, maybe.
You could get Rupert Grint to play the father.
Oh, like as a nice like homage.
Oh yeah, the Weasley father.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. And then
I can see that.
You get Daniel Radcliffe to play Snape as an homage to Alan.
Yeah.
Rickman.
The only other person that I would allow maybe to play Snape would be Keanu Reeves.
Yeah, I mean, I could see that, but I just don't know if he has this snarkiness to do it. I think Radcliffe would do a really great job.
What's the dude that young Phil always hates? What's his name?
Miller?
No, he's from Star Wars. What's his name?
Isaacs?
Kylo Ren guy. What's his name?
Oh, Adam Driver.
Yes.
Oh, he does have a Snape face. That is
he could Snape it up.
I think it would be cool if Daniel Radcliffe did Snape as because he and Alan Rickman were really close.
But the question is who you going to cast as Hagrid?
Jason Momoa. My man. My man. We need like a sexy Hagrid. You know what I mean? Like mix it up a little bit.
Well, and because he just wears the big coat.
Exactly.
And Momoa wears a big coat a lot.
There it is. See?
So there you go.
See?
And then he loves animals, and he loves doing dangerous things. Oh,
my man.
That'd be really good. My man. And then you get Emma Watson to be McGonagall. There you go.
See,
Oh,
there
yeah.
we just cast the movie. You're welcome, Max. Okay, J.K. Rowling added
Check better be in the mail, man.
Right?
Jamez has an H in the middle. Max's
And we
commitment.
all three of us get background character roles.
No, I don't. You know what? I don't even care about that. just pay me.
No, I'll just play two. You can. Max's commitment to preserving the integrity of my books is important to me, and I'm looking forward to being part of the new adaptation, which will allow for a degree of depth and detail only afforded by a long-form television series. I'm kind of on board with all this. Like, I like Harry Potter. I do.
I like
Harry
Harry Potter. It's just unfortunate that the person that wrote it is not inclusive.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you're right.
So,
I know that's hard. Maybe
it's
I shouldn't have read it.
unfortunate.
You were fine with this until I read her quote, and then you were like, ugh.
No, then it brought it back. It brought it back.
Sorry about that.
I went out of the magical land of Hogwarts and came back to this
to the Muggle world.
hellscape.
So that was probably the biggest Max news. I mean, we talked about this a couple weeks ago, where it's like they have a huge IP in Harry Potter that really they haven't done anything with, and now they're doing something with it. So it's kind of impressive. Like,
well, it may also be that it's part of the contract.
Could be.
Yeah,
I can't think of another series or IP that has completely, like, I guess maybe Star Trek rebooted itself like this.
Oh yeah,
and
Star Trek has done that.
I guess it's
several
Star
times.
Trek. But I mean, with
Star Trek has what Battlestar Galactica kind of did it.
Oh, that's true. But Battlestar Galactica doesn't have that same fanfare that Harry Potter does, you know.
Wow.
So we'll see.
Wow.
Listen, Starbuck, relax, Amidala, or Adama, or whatever your name is.
Amidala. That's the Battlestar.
I know,
Wars,
it's getting a little
Galactica
strange in here.
crossover.
Speaking of strange spin-offs, this one's for Cam. Stranger Things Season 4 introduced us to one of the best and most interesting side characters yet in the franchise, with Eddie Munson, who is played by Joseph Quinn. Fans have been hoping to see him in a comeback, and there are theories on how that may be possible. Don't tell me, Cam. Now his story is
I've already covered all my theories when we were covering Stranger Things. Come on.
Good thing I have a short memory. Now his story is being expanded in the form of a Stranger Things prequel novel titled Flight of Icarus.
What does he look like again? Which one is Quinn?
Good. That dude, Eddie.
Oh, okay. All right. He was
Good.
the one
I
that
need
was
that
in Game of
reminder.
Thrones.
I need that reminder to, like, hey, change the slide.
Well, I was trying to do it without like calling you out that you hadn't done it, and then you called yourself out. So
no,
here
that's
we go.
totally okay. The curtain. Well, there's no more curtain.
He was in Game of Thrones too.
Yeah, I was gonna ask. So wait, who was he in Game of Thrones?
So when Arya comes to, she comes back to Winterfell, and there's those two guys, and they're like, "Yeah, right, whatever." He's the shorter one.
That's it?
Yeah, that's it. He was just in a couple episodes.
Oh, I thought it was gonna be like a big thing,
No,
but no. Oh, interesting. So he just played a itty bitty
And
part.
then I saw him in. We're getting a little off topic, but it is related to the actor. So, I was watching Catherine the Great with Helen Mirren because she's a bomb ass bitch and I love her, and he plays her son in that.
There you go.
So
Look at
I'm
you.
So I'm seeing this kid everywhere except on Stranger Things because I haven't watched that.
Not on season 5.
I already know. I know what happened.
The story is set 2 years before the events of season 4, and it will explore Munson's attempt to make it big in the metal world, having to overcome a number of challenges he faces as an outcast in Hawkins, Indiana. Cam, tell me what you think about this.
Oh, I'm all for it. I'm all for it. I'm happy we're finally getting more Eddie.
I actually really liked Eddie.
We finally get origins of Eddie because, you know, he's introduced, but we don't know a whole lot about him in season 4.
Mm-hmm.
All that we
Did
know
you-
is he's kind of the outcast that loves D&D, which
Did you-
D&D at that time is a big no.
I was gonna say, did you gravitate to Eddie when you first saw him on screen? Were you like, who's this
Yes.
dude?
Yes,
Very cool.
I did. Book is releasing October 31st.
Yes.
Thanks for
Yeah, we
jumping
have
ahead.
that. Yeah, I was
But-
gonna say, yeah. Which I think that's
Hey,
kinda
I'm
cool.
going to be at Barnes and Noble on that day buying this.
Well, no, it's cool that
I'm gonna
it's
be at
on
Walden
Halloween.
Books. Oh, wait.
Walden Books.
I'm getting this book.
And so it's a book. It's not like a graphic novel.
No,
it's
it is
straight
a
book.
paperback book. And what's actually really cool is it's written by one of the show writers who
Oh,
was
cool.
a DA for them on seasons 2 and 3.
Oh, okay.
So
Very
it's
cool.
staying within the creative team.
Well, I mean, they already they know the characters, so that's cool that they can flesh them out.
Yeah. They probably have the backstory in their heads. Like, this is where he's coming from.
Yeah.
You know, that
oh,
sort of
yeah.
Yeah, the Duffers probably already had this all written out or
Yeah.
planned or something.
All
Or
right.
it could be that they gave the person that's doing it, they may have been in charge of his character and fleshing that out.
True.
Oh, yeah.
Because I know
good
a
point.
lot of times they'll do that. They split it up so that they have different perspectives coming in. So.
I do have a Master of Puppets synopsis.
Master of Puppets synopsis.
Synopsis.
Hawkins, Indiana. For most, it's simply another idyllic, manicured, all-American town. But for Eddie Munson, it's like living in a perpetual tomb of horrors. Luckily, he only has a few more months to survive at Hawkins High. And what is senior year really? But just killing time between Dungeons and Dragons sessions with Hellfire Club and gigs with his band. Just one problem: recording costs money. Money Eddie doesn't have, but he's willing to do it, whatever it takes, even if that means relying on his old man Alvinson. His dad just stumbled back into his life with another dubious scheme up his sleeve, and yet Eddie knows this is his only option to make enough money to in enough time. It's a risk, but it pays off. He will finally have a one-way ticket out of Hawkins. Eddie can feel it. 1984 is going to be his year. Ooh.
Wow.
Plus, we're getting a few new characters in this.
Oh, really?
Yes, I forget their names, but in the article, it says that we're getting a few new characters.
Oh, that's cool. I dig this.
Well,
I dig
that'd be
this.
fun.
Are they working? There's going to be other spin-offs, right? Of Stranger Things?
Yes, they are currently working on an anime.
Oh,
Oh,
okay.
yeah,
cool.
an animator. Yeah, I heard that. The animator one.
That'd be cool.
That's
That'd be
their
cool.
first kind of spin-off project that they're working on.
So you're excited. Where's your
Oh, yeah.
cosplay? This is the day you could have cosplayed as.
I know, but
Eddie.
I had to get ready in a rush.
That's why I thought you walked out of the room. I thought you were going to go put the hair on. I mean,
No, I had to grab my
You-
glasses and my hat.
you came back
Oh, no,
with a
the
very
hair.
excellent hat. The hair's just
He
on the
probably
ground.
doesn't have to leave the room to get the hair.
The hair's just on the ground. I hope
No,
there's
it's
no
on
like.
Steve.
Hope there's no rats living in it. Thanks,
Awesome.
Steve. Shout out to Steve.
It's right next to my Joker wig.
Oh, very nice. So,
Of
all right. So,
course.
do we know the name of it? It doesn't have an. Oh, yeah. Flight of the Icarus. Flight of the Icarus will take the stage on October 31st.
And Halloween is for family.
Yes, Halloween is for family.
You know what else
Ohana.
means? Yeah, I was gonna say.
Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Ohana means family. Ohana also means live action reboot. So
Good joke.
thanks, writer of it.
I
Okay.
love it. That was good.
Disney continues to fill the cast out for its upcoming live
next slide.
action Lilo and Stitch movie, as they've recently hired Sydney Elizabeth Agudong.
Agudong. Yep.
Okay.
Mhm.
From NCIS to take on the role of Nani, Lilo's older sister and legal guardian. She joins newcomer Maya Kealoha. Maya Kealoha, who is playing Lilo, and Zach Galifianakis, who will be taking on the role of the alien character Pleaky or Jumba. It hasn't been confirmed yet.
It's
Pleakley. He's gonna play Pleakley.
Pleakley. Okay.
I'm down with this. I don't know much about her, but I know that she's Filipino, so I'm down. I'm excited. I dig this.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's cool. I think she'll be good.
For the casting of Nani, for what they've got so far, minus one casting, which it sounds like we don't have in here quite yet because they just recently announced it. I'm all for it. The most recent thing of announcement is they're replacing Cobra Bubbles.
Replacing
with a brand new character that's a child service worker.
Okay. We'll see.
But I'm not happy about that one, but everything else I'm here for.
Cool.
We shall see.
Dean Fleischer Camp, Marcel the Shell with Shoes On, is directing the remake that will be a major release on Disney Plus.
And they do have Chris Sanders coming back for Stitch.
Oh, that's cool.
The original voice and the creator of Lilo and Stitch.
Okay, yeah.
Oh, that's cool. I dig that.
Okay.
All right. Speaking of remakes, Amazon said, "Hold my beer." This is crazy. Like, as much news as Max had, Amazon's like, "Hey, we got stuff going on too." So Amazon Studios is making
James,
some.
The slides.
Hold on.
Hey, I'm just reminding you.
Now.
You guys can say something.
And one more.
I'm getting there.
You go.
I'll buy that for $1.
I understood that reference.
There you go. All right.
Doing it like you're in the middle.
Well, I gotta switch on my screens. Amazon Studios is making for some big films and TV plans for some of MGM's biggest and most popular properties. Check this out. Amazon Studios is going through MGM's library, and they've chosen about a dozen titles to play with, including RoboCop, Stargate.
I'm super excited about.
Legally Blonde.
Yeah, okay, could see that.
Fame.
I'm gonna live forever.
Barbershop. Okay.
Yeah, okay.
Magnificent Seven. Okay. Pink Panther, Poltergeist, and the Thomas Crown Affair.
They need to leave Pink Panther alone.
Yes.
No, that's an IP that they're like, what do we do with this?
But they should just leave it alone because you can't top Peter Sellers doing that.
I think they're gonna try. They're gonna put like.
They better not put Steve Martin in there again.
I was gonna say Steve Carell or something in that role.
It'll be like Channing Tatum or something.
Somebody sexy, somebody with abs. I don't like it.
Yeah, probably.
But this is gonna be interesting because like RoboCop, I'm like, okay, so they're gonna reboot it, and like see what happens. Yeah. But like RoboCop is in talks for both film and TV, with the show possibly coming first. So the TV show coming first. I'm like, it's kind of interesting how they're playing with these properties that people know, RoboCop, Stargate, Magnificent Seven, but like finding ways to expand on it. Like with Stargate, the studio is looking to develop both film and TV projects.
Yeah.
But they would relaunch the franchise with a new movie. And we all know
that it started with a movie. So, I mean, yeah.
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 But we all know Stargate works as both.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
I watched all freaking 10 seasons of that thing, of the first one, and then all the Atlantis ones. And then I tried to get into the third one, and I couldn't. I could not get into it. I apologize, Stargate. It's not your fault. It's me. But
it's not you, it's me.
Actually, I was going to say, hi, it's me. I'm the problem. It's me. But,
I actually watched the first two series. I think I liked Atlantis better.
Atlantis was more actiony.
Yes.
Like I want to say the original Stargate, that one was more like it was kind of Indiana Jones in space. You know what I mean? Like it had that kind of we're exploring this, and then we got to do all this other stuff, and then but Atlantis was more like we're fighting these people.
It was
we're
more
doing
like
stuff,
a weekly show where it's like, hey, here's an alien thing, and we're all threatened, and we got to go
villain of the week kind of thing.
Yeah, exactly. But it had Momoa, my man.
My man.
All right, let's see. Let's keep going.
I'm just
So the
gonna dub
studio-
this the era of reboots.
It is. I mean, but part of it is, so you're a little bit younger, but part of it is like there's all this IP that we've grown up with and we don't know what to do with it. Like it's part of your memory, your childhood. Like
No. Like even like with Lilo and Stitch and some of those, it's like
Yeah.
that's my childhood, and they're
Well,
going and rebooting
they did
it.
that. They did that with like when I was young. It was Sleeping Beauty, Cinderella, Pete's Dragon. I mean, it was that kind of stuff. So
I grew up on Disney.
Yeah, so they did the lot, but they rebooted that as a live action. And so it's almost like they take the properties that were popular in one medium and then they try to make it fit into a new medium. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. And so, but it's a cyclical thing. It's just that's where we are right now. We're back in our nostalgia part of the cycle. And once we're done with that, we'll get back into our punk phase and we'll all be fantastic again. So.
And as much as we love it and it like strikes chords in us, they find that this is IP that works, right?
Mm-hmm.
So like give this IP to a new generation, like just like Star Wars, the prequels, the sequel series, like it's Star Wars, but it's for a new generation. As much as like, when we were young and angsty and we didn't like Jar Jar Binks, the little kids love Jar Jar Binks. Like back when I was a kid, like I loved the Ewoks, but people that were older than me, they were like, those Ewoks are dumb. And I'm like holding my little teddy bear Ewok. I'm like, no, I think they're cool. Yeah. So it's just all about like what you connect
but
with.
Dipping into Disney just real quick with Lilo and Stitch, I get it. It's 20 years old, but Moana.
Oh yeah,
that's less than 10 years old, and they're already making it a live action movie.
They're just trying to make The Rock happy.
Yeah, and I'm okay
they're trying
with
to make James happy.
Yes, and I'm okay with that too. I'm okay with that too.
I like Moana. Actually, it's one of my favorites, and and I like that. Although Raya and the Last Dragon is actually one of my all-time favorites. So, and there's not really any music in that. So.
I actually think Raya and the Last Dragon would have been better live action movie.
I would love to see that. Yeah,
it's actually a good movie. It's a good movie. It's very Disney, but you'll like it. You'll like it. Yeah. Let's see. Let's keep going. So we talked about Legally Blonde is on deck for a movie and a TV series.
So I'm curious to see if they're going to reboot the franchise with that, or if they're going to make that third movie that's been in the talks for years.
It may be a third movie. And you know what I bet they'll do? They'll have it that it's going to be her daughter going off to college.
I can see that, and I would love that.
And she's a judge now.
I could see that. Yeah. Yeah.
I would love it to be be Elle kid.
Yeah. And get
for the third movie.
And get what's her name back?
Reese
Witherspoon. That's who's been thrown around the third movie idea.
Yeah, I think that'd be great.
If they can come to an agreement, I think that'll completely change and add credibility to Legally Blonde. But
it'll definitely add the pink.
Exactly. So already in active development TV shows based on Fame, Barbershop, and The Magnificent Seven. Oh, that's cool. Mandalorians without helmets. It'll be awesome.
I will say Fame needs a reboot.
Yeah, there's like no good dance shows right now.
No, there's not. And we need one. We need a good dance show.
Right. There's also discussions about making Thomas Crown Affair a movie, as well as a Pink Panther movie, which could be animated. Huh? Then there's Poltergeist, who's getting a new movie, and it's going to be animated. I'm just kidding. It's not going to be animated.
That would be
you know what?
interesting.
It would be interesting, and I would want it in like the traditional Japanese anime style.
Right?
Yeah.
It'll just be just as scary. But check this out. So those were the big announcements. But what they kind of slipped in as well is that there's also discussions that Amazon is expanding the Creed universe, right?
Yeah.
With a new film and TV projects starring Michael B. Jordan, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right.
But on top of that, the studio has also just made a first look deal with Sylvester Stallone and his Balboa Productions for a film and TV projects that could expand or keep the Rocky universe without Creed thing
Ooh.
going,
Oh wow.
right? So it
Okay.
might kind of split off and do its own thing. Like,
That
oh,
is-
all right.
That's interesting. Well, okay.
Yeah,
Good
I'm
luck
kind of
to
down
them.
with spin-offs. You talking about spin-offs? Let's keep going with some spin-offs.
Let's have a
Okay.
spin-off, yo.
Some new casting and story details have surfaced for Sonic the Hedgehog spin-off series at Paramount Plus. So Knuckles is coming, right? We all know Idris Elba
Mhm.
is set to play, Knuckles again. And we now learning that he's being joined by Adam Pally from Happy Endings and the Mindy Project, who will once again take on the role of Wade Whipple. Cool.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't know
I
any
actually
of these
like-
things.
Well, I like Adam Pally. He's a stand-up comedian, but he's also
No,
like
he's the only thing about that I knew what you were talking about.
Idris Elba, No? Okay.
I heard
Um,
that got me back into focus.
Okay.
Listening to what you were saying.
Adam Pally is super funny though. On Happy Endings and the Mini Project, I loved his characters. By the way,
Yeah,
if
he's
like,
funny. He's a really funny guy.
I think it was on. I'll have to find it. But if you like him, and you said you liked him, so you can't go back. He
No
has
takebacks.
like a travel show.
Hmm.
I forgot what it's on. It might be like on Peacock or something like that. But it's him and another comedian friend, and they go to like different cities on a weekend trip just to drink. So they see like all these different places to drink and this and that, different bars and restaurants. So it's just them exploring the city. I'm like, this is actually really fun. Two comedians running around. So
Yeah.
it's pretty cool. God, I gotta
No,
find
no.
that one.
Two
I'm
drunk
pretty sure-
comedians running around.
Wasn't he the other stormtrooper that kidnapped that got Grogu back in the first season of the Mandalorian? I don't know why I was saying
The
it.
Grogu show, you mean?
The Grogu show. Yeah, when he, it was Jason Sudeikis. I think it was him.
Jason
I think it
Sudeikis.
Yeah, but I think Adam Pally was the other one.
That sounds familiar.
I think it was.
Now that
Here,
you're saying it?
I'm looking him up right now.
I think it was. Oh, he's gonna be in History of the World Part 2. That's awesome.
Oh, that's cool.
They've got a bunch of people in History of the World Part 2.
That
Yes,
is true.
he's the one that punched Baby Yoda.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah. That's why I remember his name. Because of that. I
You
was
hurt
angry.
my child.
You got to look
What?
up that. You got to look up if you have his IMDb. You got to look up what that show was called because I was about to go down a rabbit hole and I can't do it right now.
Okay. But yeah, no, he was the other stormtrooper, trooper guy. Him and Jason Sudeikis. And, thank goodness he did Ted Lasso because it won me over. So I wasn't mad at him anymore. So maybe this will be my,
Winning over Adam Pally.
this will be his winning over of me.
All right, back to Knuckles. I do have a Knuckles sandwich opsis.
Knuckle sandwich opposite.
Synopsis.
As for the story, it takes place between the events of Sonic the Hedgehog 2 and the upcoming Sonic the Hedgehog 3. Knuckles agrees to train Wade as his protege and teaches him the ways of the Echidna warrior? No? Anyway?
Echidna.
Yes.
Yeah,
Echidna?
Echidna. Yeah, Echidna.
Okay, all of a sudden you're Knuckles and Sonic the Hedgehog experts?
No, Echidna is the mother of all monsters in Greek
All right.
mythology.
All right, here we go. Look at you.
Sorry, that's
The
where I
type
get
of
Okay.
animal
Okay.
Knuckles is.
read a book occasionally.
You're flexing. Okay. Production on the series is currently underway in London. Sonic the Hedgehog 3 is slated to hit theaters on December 20th, 2024, but no set date for Knuckles, the series racing onto Paramount Plus.
I think they just started production on it.
They may have. I think you're right.
I think that's what I posted to the Nerdington post.
Mm-hmm. All right. This one I just added, but spin-offs, reboots, we got it all. It looks like Galaxy Quest TV series may actually happen thanks to Paramount Plus. Shout out to Paramount Plus.
Huh.
I know, right? They've been trying to get this.
They've been
sequel.
trying to get a series or another movie made ever since the first one came out.
For the longest time. I didn't even have to be reminded to flip that, but I did.
Huh.
So several attempts for the franchise over the years to get rebooted, including Tim Allen has wanted to make it happen, but Paramount TV Studios is going to try and make it happen, and it's currently in the stages of development. Mark Johnson is producing the project, and as of right now, there's no concept or writer. We don't even know if Tim Allen is attached to it yet, but apparently Paramount says it's going to happen. So
if
we'll
it
see.
happens without Tim Allen, people are going to riot.
Well, I mean, what are they going to
I
do?
could see Zac Efron doing a Tim
I mean, well,
Allen-esque
just
thing.
in some sort of way to have him in the show, you know.
Yeah, maybe. I'm if they do it where it's like, okay, this is the second time they're called to be, to save the galaxy and all that, and he's much older and stuff.
I mean, even
I
if
could
he's
see that, yeah.
just an executive producer.
No, yeah.
So he has some input to the show.
We
I think he'd want to
shall
be in it.
see. Well, yeah. I'm sure if they're like, hey, do you well, I don't know. Actually, now I'm thinking about it because he's got some Disney Plus money
Yeah.
with the Santa Claus. So I wonder if they're gonna be like, hey, we got like 17 more Santa Clauses. You have no time for Galaxy Quest. Make a decision. So we'll see. No details yet if this is going to be a series. We'll follow the events of the film. If it'll bring back the original cast or if it will be an attempt on a reboot. Galaxy
as
Quest.
Much as the original cast as they can bring back.
Well, listen to this cast. I mean, Sigourney Weaver, Tony Shalhoub, Sam Rockwell, Daryl Mitchell, Enrico Colotani.
Colotani.
Justin Long. I forgot Justin Long was in this.
Yeah, he was one of the kids.
Yeah, and then on top of that, Alan Rickman.
What if they just
that's what I mean. They can bring back so many because they can't bring back Alan Rickman.
Yeah, no, they can't bring back Alan Rickman. But yeah, they can bring back a lot of those people. If you just made it about Sam Rockwell's character, that would be hilarious. But, yeah. And isn't Daryl Mitchell, he had an accident. He can no longer walk, correct?
What? Really?
Yeah.
Oh, you're going to have to look that up on us now. I don't know.
I want to say, it was that he couldn't, like he had something happen with his spine or there was an accident. I
had a segue joke. But then you brought it down.
I ruined it.
Come on,
my goodness.
I'm sorry.
I totally.
I'll read it then. Okay.
Oh my goodness.
Since the segue did not work, but all right. We're going
from wheelchair to
on this next story.
Oh my goodness.
We got our first look at the characters in James Gunn's upcoming DC animated series Creature Commandos, which is coming to Max. I mean, look at that picture. It looks so cool. I'm so excited for this. The team consists of monsters and superheroes that are fighting Nazis during World War II. the voice cast for these characters has also been announced, and I'm like super excited about a lot of these people in it. So Sean Gunn is going to play Weasel and GI Robot. So if they kill one, they'll still have a job. All right. Frank Grillo is going to be Rick Flag Sr., and I am really excited about this because I think he will do a really good job on Rick Flag Sr. And
wait, hold on.
You have to get him really well done for everything else to gel. So
Frank Grillo, he was
Crossbones.
Yes, thank you.
Now Maria Baklova is going to be Princess Ilyana Rostovich. And she's isn't she the voice for Cosmo? I want to say she is.
I think you're right.
And then Indira Varma is going to be the bride. She was the woman in the Imperial office. Well, she was in the Imperial officer in Kenobi as well. The one that, the path. All right. And Zoe Chow is Nina Mazursky, and Alan Tudyk, everyone's favorite Alan Tudyk, as Dr. Phosphorus. David Harbour is going to be Eric Frankenstein, with Steve Agee. Is it Agee? Agee reprising his role as John Economos from Peacemaker.
Okay, so Harbour's putting his foot in the DC door for one Stranger
That's what
Things,
I was thinking too, right? He's like, all
because
right, I'm moving on.
With James Gunn's plan, all of these voice actors are going to keep these roles for future projects.
Yeah, and and I'm like, I like that he's the Alan Tudyk's gonna be Dr. Phosphorus, but I'm like, come on, he can play something else. Let him at least be Metamorpho, guys. Come on. But I mean, I get it.
He can't be Metamorpho. He's already got Clayface over in
Harley. Yes,
on a Harley. I'm down with this. This is cool. I like this cast. I'm so down with this cast.
Yeah, I think this cast is going to be good. I really think they're trying to get it all to, instead of center around a hero, they're going to center it around Amanda Waller.
Yes.
Ooh, yes.
Well, because you've got somebody from her department in it, and so it's like there's a lot. I can just see that it actually is centering around her and not, which I think is a much better center.
Yeah, and if you think about it, like it's that Peacemaker. I'm going to call it Peacemaker universe, right?
Yeah.
Because all these characters can go back and forth, and you may see, Frank Grillo in the Waller series and that sort of thing. And
although it does say that that they're fighting Nazis during World War II in this. But this could be that they're fighting Nazis in World War II. They're all still with us in the present. Well, we know Weasel is, because
we know Weasel's still alive.
Yeah, so
holy cow! How old is Weasel?
Yeah, there's the question. How old is Weasel?
James Gunn, you listen to us. How old is Weasel? Answer the question.
Hey, you're the one on Twitter. You should ask that question.
I should.
Just tweet him.
I'll ask him. I'm not going to ask him right now because I'm reading. So
okay. Well, I can read the next part if you want.
So Gunn previously said of the series, Creature Commandos is based on the great team from DC. What we're doing with the DCU is we are having animation tied directly into live action. That's what Cam said.
See, he's listening. He's listening.
And games. All are going to intertwine. They're all going to intertwine. It's just going to be like all intertwinement. That's not a word. Within the same universe. I hope nobody's learning English by listening to us. We're going to cast actors that are going to be able to play the characters in this as well as other things, some of which we've already cast. I've written 7 episodes of the show.
Ooh.
Yeah. So it's going to be the first project that's released under the DC Studios thing, which I think is really cool. I think we were talking about this last week, or I don't know, but we were talking about something like this, and I said that DC animation is their strong suit right now.
Oh, yeah.
Even out of everything. And so having them kick it off with animation, and just from what I've seen of it, it looks really good. And it being a show instead of a movie,
Mhm.
I think those were just really great decisions. So I think
See,
Yeah.
see what I always say is Marvel has it for live action movies, but DC owns it for animated anything.
I
Although
can't.
Star Wars is catching up on that animation, I'm telling you, they've done some amazing stuff recently.
True, but for the big two for comics,
Oh yeah, for comics, yeah.
you know,
Absolutely, no, I totally agree with you, Cam.
because you got everyone shitting on the DC
1000%.
movies, you know,
Mhm, mhm.
but go look at their animated movies.
Oh yeah, the Wonder Woman animated movie is still one of my favorites. So they confirmed that it's gonna be a series. We already said, and it's gonna release on Max in 2024. Now I'm
Oh.
rethinking that. I don't think they need an old man with a cigar. I think it needs to be like a really scraggly looking dog.
No, it
Like a
just needs to be
wire-haired
James
terrier
Gunn
or
himself.
and just say Max. And the dog barks Max. Max.
James Gunn is the new face of Max.
Yeah. He's like,
I was trying
am
to
Max.
figure out what you were talking about. I'm like, are you talking about a dog, as in like you want Frank Grillo to act like a dog, or are you?
No.
Then I'm like, is it Sean Gunn? Like, what are we talking about?
Oh my gosh, yes.
Oh yeah, because yeah.
Just
I was
have
talking about the
Sean
name
Gunn
Max.
as Weasel as the face of Max.
I was
Yep.
confused for a
that'd be
second.
great.
That makes sense though.
That would be
Okay, let's keep going. From Commandos to Captains, Marvel Studios released the first trailer for The Marvels, which we reviewed. The question is, who the main villain of the story is? I think
Dar-Ben.
I think you hit it. So there's a
Yeah,
few
Dar-Ben.
shots of
Mephisto?
Zawe Ashton's mystery Kree character seen wielding a Cosma rod, which is similar to the one that Ronan the Accuser used.
Mhm.
But thanks to a press kit release, it's been confirmed that the villain is Kree and the warlord Dar-Ben.
Yeah, so Aldan and Dar-Ben, I guess, are associated with each other. And on Google, it said Aldan. So they just picked the wrong person. But yeah, Dar-Ben. And they're gender bending because
Mhm.
Dar-Ben in the comics is male.
Is a dude.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so, okay.
And Aldan kill the Emperor, and then they take over. So they're co-emperors. And then Deathbird kills them. So
Spoiler alert. Jeez.
I don't think that's in the film.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Deathbird is a Shi'ar, and they haven't even talked about Shi'ar yet. So
Yeah. But I think it's, you know what that makes me think though? It makes me think this is a baddie just for this
Mhm.
movie. Like she's just going to be a mini boss that they're going to defeat at the end and it's done. Kind of sad. I mean, kind of like Ronan was, right? Like he was the baddie for Guardians 1. It's like, oh, we defeated him. We're done. But it could have been
the
so much
Kree,
more.
Always a bridesmaid, never a bride. Always a mini boss, never a boss.
Oh, that's so funny. All right. Nia DaCosta is directing the movie and also said including many important MCU characters.
We're getting mutants, everybody. This is it. They're going to introduce the Shi'ar and Deathbird, and it's going to be mutants. And oh my God.
We're getting
we finally get Mephisto. Come on.
Yeah, we're on the same page.
No,
with
Mephisto. Mephisto's going to be in Coven of Chaos or Agatha of Westview or whatever the heck they're calling it this week.
Agatha of Chaos. Yes.
I think it's Agatha Covenant of Chaos or something like
that. So it's
change it all the time.
It's being described as a mini Avengers film. So it seems like we're going to get a few characters in this.
So is it going to be like not really second Civil War, but like the movie Civil War, the Captain America Civil War movie?
I mean,
not the comic series, not the second comic series, because we're not there yet.
So. You know what else is coming out is Secret Invasion.
Oh yeah.
So they'll be right on top of each other because
Mhm.
the Marvels is flying or teleporting or swapping into theaters on November 10th.
Yes.
So Secret Invasion is right there too, right?
Well, it's in
over the
June.
summer.
It's
Yeah, but
June.
it's a series.
Yeah.
So 2 months.
No, as it ends, yeah, it should. Well, we may have a little bit of
Overlap.
time. We'll have Loki though by then,
Yeah.
and hopefully, and then. But yeah, no, I totally see the Marvels as a continuation of Secret Invasion to a point.
Yeah.
Because the Secret Invasion is telling the Skrull side of it, and the Marvels is going to tell the Kree side of it.
Yeah.
And that'll lead us to Secret Wars. So.
Oh, interesting. I didn't think about it from that point of view.
Yeah.
I like that. You
That's
see,
like,
this is why you're on the show.
But the Kree side is the cosmic side, and the Skrull side is going to be the.
This is why you're on the show, and I'm
on the
supposed to be
ground
flipping.
side. Yeah.
God
Sorry.
damn it.
I love that Creature Commandos picture. I'm sorry. Look, there's.
It is a really cool picture. I'll put it back up for you. There you go.
Ah, great.
Okay, done. We're in the MCU now. Speaking of MCU, young Phil, we saved this last one for you, buddy, but you're too busy with your third helping of poi. We got Deadpool 3 news, right?
Yay!
Yep.
I'm
The
excited.
cast of Deadpool 3 is starting to come together, and the 2 more actors from the previous films will be returning for the next chapter. Morena Baccarin, did I say that right?
Mhm.
Baccarin?
Yes, you did.
And Stefan Kapicic? Kapicic.
Kapisic.
Yes. Stefan Kapicic are confirmed to be reprising their roles as Vanessa and Colossus. Dude, this is like my favorite version of Colossus.
Mm-hmm.
I like him. He's kind of like, I've got to stick up my butt, but I'm also kind of cool.
Yeah.
And I like that because a lot of times they either do one or the other. Like he's either the sensitive artist that you can't say anything bad about because he's going to go cry in a corner, or he's this like stick up his butt Captain America in the comics type where he never knows anything at all and just is confused most of the time. Yeah. And I just like his sense of comedy in this.
Yeah.
Where he's like, yeah, I'm this big guy in silver.
Right. But totally like confident with who he is.
Yeah.
You know, I love that. That's totally right. Okay. I'm so down. So they're going to join, of course, Ryan Reynolds as Deadpool, Hugh Jackman as Wolverine.
Ryan Reynolds is Deadpool. Oh my God.
What?
I thought it was Phil.
Hugh
Phil's
Jackman?
Deadpool? Oh my God.
Deadpool's in Hawaii? Do you think, hey, real quick, do you think he brought his Deadpool mask to Hawaii?
Most likely.
I was going to ask him if he would, if he'd do that and then just like do videos for the channel of just like little shorts of him at different places in Hawaii. But then I thought, LeJack may not appreciate that.
That's why he needs to just sneak off.
He's gonna, like, as we speak right now, he's like on the luau stage in a grass skirt with a Deadpool mask on.
Yes. Having somebody film it. So
poi like dripping down his mask.
It's got to be filmed for either Instagram or TikTok.
Yeah.
There you go.
And some kids from like the East Coast, like with their family, are watching. Like, why is Deadpool?
No, they're like,
in the
oh my
luau?
God, is that Ryan Reynolds?
Yeah.
So much shorter in person.
Oh my
I'm kidding.
goodness. It gets funnier the more we keep going with it. Okay.
The mental image will live rent free in my head for a little while until we see him again.
Okay, let me keep going. Director Sean Levy previously teased the R-rated violence and foulness of the film. We are writing, rewriting, developing, prepping Deadpool every day now. It's such a blast to laugh every day. It is so delicious to hear and write and come up with these scenes where people are just talking foul, and the violence is in your face and hardcore, and it's very much a Deadpool movie.
And Matthew McFadden's going to be a villain. He's going to be the main villain in this.
Oh yeah,
and you know who I think it's going to be, right?
Throw it out there.
Mr. Sinister.
Really?
Yeah. Because,
why Sinister?
Look, they had the Essex that little briefcase was the
Mhm.
in the first one that was in the post-credit scene, had Essex on it, and then in the second one they were at Essex house. So
Okay.
they've been talking about that, and that's what he called himself, Mr. Essex. It's Mr. Sinister. It's going to be him, and I'm wondering if Emma Corrin, if she's going to be a young Emma Frost,
Ooh.
and
Alright.
they're going to start the Hellfire Club.
I appreciate how you swing big like this. I'm like, okay, Sinister. I don't see that coming, but then you put it all
Get us
together.
hyped for this,
Like,
so that
alright,
when this
okay.
comes out, we can all be disappointed.
Like if Phil was telling me this, I'd be like, whatever, dude. But you telling me this, I'm kind of on board. I'm on board the freight train.
As soon as I saw that he had gotten cast, and I saw his the way his face is structured, and I've liked the actor for a while. I've seen him in several things, but I just honestly, I was like, no, he's going to be Mr. Sinister. Immediately, just came right into my head, and then I went back and looked, and I was like, yeah, well, they have talked about Essex a few times, and I was like, so yeah, I mean, they've been kind of putting it out there. So I do think that he's going to be the big bad, which I think that would be really cool, because if Deadpool brings over those characters, then there's no need to reintroduce Mr. Sinister.
Mm-hmm.
So
Interesting. I like it.
yeah.
You had me at Sinister. Okay. Deadpool 3 is scheduled to hit theaters November 8th, 2024. So that puts it a year and a half away.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Plenty
All
of
right.
time. Not really. They need to go now. Do it now.
Do it. Do it. Do it now. Where's the soundboard for do it? Do it now. No sound. No.
Mm-mm.
Synopsis.
The soundboard does not want to cooperate.
That's
No.
not it. No. All right. That was my last bit of news.
Yeah, so
Okay.
now
Break it down.
I want to add something real quick before we head into the breakdown.
Oh,
But we got the weird graphic going. So we're just going to leave
The
the weird
Russo
graphic. This is how
brothers.
you. What?
Are open to directing a James Gunn DC film.
So who? The Duffer Brothers?
Russo.
Oh, Russo. Oh yeah, they did mention that today, didn't they? And then
Yeah.
James also mentioned that he finished the script for Superman Legacy.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. You were going to mention that.
Yeah, and he's going into pre-production now.
Yeah, they just started pre-production for that. But yeah, the Russo brothers.
I think it would be good. I think they want to do Batman and Robin, right? The Batman, All-Star Batman or whatever they're calling
Yes.
it.
I could see them doing a Batman film.
I think they're calling it The Brave and the Bold.
Yeah, the
Yeah,
Brave
the
and the Bold.
Yeah, okay.
But
yeah, and I could see that.
it's
Yeah,
weird, yeah.
I think that'd be good.
But this is coming off of them doing Everything Everywhere All at Once.
The Daniels
They were a
thing?
part of that.
Oh, okay, cool. I didn't know that.
Yeah, when I was watching the credits for that, I'm like, the Russo brothers. That
That's
makes sense.
awesome.
Multiverse stuff.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. They probably are. Oh, it's coming together. Oh my gosh. Is Everything Everywhere All at Once official canon in the MCU? I think it is. Oh my gosh. You gotta hear first,
You're going
kids.
nuts. That would be kind of crazy if they overlapped it.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think.
They're like, that's why Michelle Yeoh has been, was a Guardian of the Galaxy and
Right?
Shang's aunt. It's like, okay.
Well, what is that on? Everything. Was that by Paramount?
That was by A24.
Yeah. I don't know where it is right now. Like,
I
I
think
think
it's
it's
on
Amazon.
Peacock.
I love that we said two totally different platforms.
I know it's not on Disney Plus.
Yeah,
That's
it's
the
not on
thing, though.
Disney.
It's not Disney.
It's on Sling right now. Paramount Plus, Showtime, Hulu. Few different
I'm
ones.
just gonna have you keep looking, and we all are kind of quiet while this graphic keeps going because it's
I think this is the longest
excellent.
the graphics been.
This
up
is just
there.
the perfect graphic to do stuff
Yeah.
on.
That's awesome.
Oh my goodness.
All right, well, let's. You know what? We got to talk about the Mandalorian. We have to.
So I think we talk about. Okay, I'm calling an audible. I said we're gonna do both episodes 6 and 7. I say we just do 6.
Okay.
And we leave 7 so we can cover 7 and 8. I just have a feeling they're going to get smushed together, is like one arc, whereas like
yeah, but I have a prediction.
See you Thursday,
my
Graveyard.
Bye, Gravy.
Bye, Gravy Train. All right, let's crunch through it. Let's crunch through it and see what happens. Let's crunch through it.
Yeah,
Okay.
but then we don't get to talk about Robo Grogu.
Yeah, see, that's
Oh, you guys, see? This is what makes it hard.
Well, let's just go into it because I think the Guns for Hire one, I think that one's not going to be as
true. Okay, let's go.
Because there's not as much to it. So I think
right.
Let's just do it. Yeah.
Okay, season 3, episode 6. Guns for Hire, the most recent episode of The Mandalorian, titled Guns for Hire. It took Din Djarin and Bo-Katan and Grogu on a campy side quest on the independent planet of Plazir 15. It's here that Bo was looking to negotiate with her former compatriots and convince them to rejoin the cause of retaking Mandalore. What's funny? The next question I'm going to ask you guys is like, what were you expecting out of this? I did not see this episode coming at all.
No.
No.
This was a definite swerve. I was happy with it. I actually really liked it, but I was like, I did not think we were going to do this. So.
Cam, what were you thinking when this came up?
Well, so one of the things I thought was very interesting. Okay. This was the episode with Jack Black and Lizzo, right?
Yep.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay. It's been too much stuff between now and that episode. I thought it was interesting that they have an Imperial ship.
Which they stole.
The
Mandalorians,
but they're using it to throw off everybody thinking that it's still an Imperial ship. But it's all the Mandalorians.
Well, I don't know. I mean, they did paint the underside of it with
the underside, but
when
you can't see that when it's on the radar.
Yeah, that's true.
It just comes up as an Imperial fleet.
Yeah, it's brilliant. People don't mess with them. There you go.
Did you notice the callback to A New Hope, the very beginning of A New Hope, where it was like this little ship and then the Star Cruiser or whatever?
I'm like, funny because it was
which
like
fun
they
fact,
did it but twisted it. They flipped it,
Yeah.
So it's kind of cool.
The kid that they're trying to abduct back.
Tom Holland's little
That's
brother.
Harry Holland.
Yeah.
Tom Holland's younger brother.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
He was the octopus or the
Mon Calamari.
Mon Calamari.
The calamari dude.
Yeah.
Wow. That's a weird. That's a weird one.
This episode just was stacked.
It was like
cast.
I think they were like, "Oh, you want to be in the Mandalorian? Here, we're putting everybody in this episode."
I know, and then you've got Christopher Lloyd.
Mm-hmm.
But before that, I when we were talking about the Mon Calamari and what are they called? Quarren.
I think, yeah.
I thought that was interesting because that was like a Clone Wars callback. Like that whole warring species, almost like and then it ended up being almost like a Romeo and Juliet type thing. Like,
yeah.
Well, his dad was the prince from the Clone Wars, so he was the one that became the king, and then.
See, this is why we bring you on. That's good knowledge.
It's just layers. Cool. Just layers on layers.
Okay.
He might be his grandpa. No, it hasn't been that long because all that happened, in 30 years?
The Clone Wars?
This is after. I always think this is before A New Hope. This is after that. So it would have been about 50 years. So he may still be king, or it may be his grandson. But I am pretty sure because he was he was a prince.
Yeah.
So, and that was when that Clone Wars episode.
You're right.
Kit Fisto.
You're right, Kit Fisto. That's good. Okay, let's get to Plazier 15 with Jack Black. Did you notice the domes? I'm like, when they were
Yeah.
first getting to it, I'm like, is this what Mandalore is supposed to look like?
That's what I thought too. And you know why? It's in the trailer. The dome cities are in the trailer, and everybody
Yes,
thought that
and I
was
thought it was
Mandalore.
I thought it was a flashback.
Yeah.
When I
Yeah,
saw the trailer, I'm like,
yeah.
oh, this is a flashback.
I thought that was that whole Plazar 15 thing was just fantastic, and they just went like full CSI Mandalorian.
See, the thing that I thought was interesting that they led with Jack Black just saying lines before they showed
Yeah.
him. So I'm sitting
Yeah.
here like, is that really him?
And then he
Is
starts
that
singing
Bowser?
the song.
And then you see
from
him, and
Fiddler
it's
on the
like,
Roof.
oh, that's him. Now I understand why they pushed the Mario movie back.
Yeah, and him saying program, the program.
The
I
program?
oversaw the program. You know, instead of program, the
Yeah.
program.
Okay, you know what I actually kind of noticed too? This planet
Hmm.
and the whole train thing, it kind of reminded me of like what Disneyland or like Tomorrowland should
Yeah,
have been.
Tomorrowland. Totally thought of Tomorrowland. With
And I was
Oh,
like
yeah,
looking
that-
at the
the
monorail. I'm
domes.
like,
Yeah.
this is
Monorail.
some weird homage to Disneyland or Tomorrowland. I don't know.
It probably was because they said that a lot of stuff, like when he first, like you go watch the old stuff with Walt Disney talking about Tomorrowland, that it's all, you know, cars are going to drive
Yeah.
themselves and everything's going to be done for you. And so, yeah, this was a take on that. And so it was kind of cool, but it was also that whole, these two Mandalorians do not fit in here and
Yeah.
they're going to be the cops. And, you know, it's like, when you got good cop, bad cop, it's totally like, you know, freaking Law and Order. It's totally CSI. I was like, this is CSI Mandalorians, guys. CSI
It is true how they're
Mandalorians.
so like different parts of the universe. You know, like they're kind
Yeah.
of in armor, ready for battle, kind of dirty, right?
Uh-huh.
But then like, okay, now you're back in like civilization, you know, like,
Yeah.
but you're dirty. You're getting the seats of the monorail dirty.
Yeah.
It was nice because Coruscant is so dark and it's a big city, whereas and then you've got like the Outer Rim, which is basically all sand, right? We agree everything is sandy.
Mhm.
There's sand and everything. And
Uh-huh.
then you've got this one, which it's bright and colorful, and they let the machines do everything.
And
So
you
it's
still
like-
also kind of got Mandalore right now in just a pit of despair of
Mhm.
destruction and just dark as well.
Yeah, so it's all these different civilizations and how they cope. So I thought
I
it was
think
cool.
they showed Plaza 15 and it almost mirrors of what Mandalore could have been or was
Yeah.
Yeah.
before, you know, the
The fall.
Empire came. Yeah.
Yeah, like
Before
in
the Night of a
Clone
Thousand
Wars.
Tears. Yeah.
Because they had all that. Yeah. Oh yeah, I could definitely see that. I just
Yeah.
thought it was funny that we got to see both Bo-Katan's strengths, and we got to see Din Djarin's strengths, and we got to see how well they work together.
Yes.
Bouncing
Yeah.
off what James said, especially since we saw how the forge and stuff is underneath for Mandalore,
Yeah.
and there's all the different levels
Yeah.
here on Plaza 15.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah. So
It was super interesting. So back to what you guys were saying. Jack Black and Lizzo? What?
I still think
Yeah,
it was
right?
funny that Din's all like, yeah, Grogu doesn't like anybody, and then just immediately hops over to them.
yeah,
That's
he's
so
like,
true.
I like them. They're gonna give me whatever I want.
She got snackies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah,
down
he's
with
all
that.
like, I have food?
Yeah. Oh, that whole thing with her and him was just so adorable. And the story she told, like afterwards, like I guess she did an interview or something. I don't know who with, don't source me or anything or at me. But she was saying that her dad really loved Star Wars and they would go and watch them together. And so
Okay.
she
Aw.
felt so lucky to be able to be in Star
Yeah.
Wars. And she thought her dad would be really proud of her. And I was like, that is so cool. And you could just tell that they were just having a blast,
Mhm.
you know? And so I just thought it was great. I thought it was a nice, refreshing
Yes.
sojourn before everything else. So.
Totally agree. Like some kind of palate cleanser.
Mm-hmm. Yes, absolutely. It was the sorbet.
Yes. Sorbet. No, I did think Jack Black, because he was so over the top. I'm
Mhm.
like, something's going on here. Like is he gonna flip the switch and just be, a big baddie? But
That's
no,
the
he
thing.
was.
Yeah, is when they were
And he
describing all the
wasn't.
machines malfunctioning with
Yeah,
how Jack Black was
But I
acting. I'm
oversaw the
like,
program.
yeah, the program.
he might be the bad guy.
Yeah.
So I thought that was a big plot twist
Mm-hmm.
when it was the head of security, Christopher Lloyd.
Yeah, that was
Well,
odd.
and then what he said about, he was like, I'm not an imperial, and she goes, you're a separatist, and he was like, why shouldn't I be? And he starts going and he says, and Count Dooku, if he hadn't been the Jedi Enforcer, then she just
Yeah,
Black
right.
Widows his ass, and I'm
Yeah.
like, yeah, and then she's like, politics, and I'm just like,
Mhm.
he was gonna say it. He was gonna say it.
It felt very Scooby Doo.
Yeah.
Like
if
it wasn't for
you Mandalorians.
exactly.
But what I really
And your
find
little
interesting
dog too. No, I'm just kidding.
is Christopher Lloyd playing a villain both in Star Trek and Star Wars.
Yes.
Oh yeah. Good point.
But he wasn't really villainous. He just didn't like the way things were going. No, he was
Right,
totally
but
villainous. He
For
was a
the
villain.
episode's sake, he is the
Yeah.
villain.
Yeah, he played it really well. I thought it was really good.
Oh yeah.
It was kind of a weird like total side quest. Like even the plot was a little thin. Like, oh, so you're a
Yeah.
separatist and you're just gonna start reprogramming droids
Yeah.
for what?
Yeah.
Like because you think the separatists should have won? Okay. All right. Okay.
It was like
sure.
you waited this long
Yeah.
to let people know that's what you wanted, because you waited this long. I think it's more like he loved the Duchess, and he didn't think Jack Black's character, Captain Bombardier or whatever. I don't know what his name
Bombardier.
is. Bombardier. He didn't like him and thought he was going to be evil, and so he did this to split them up, and it didn't work. And I think that's what it is. So
Got it. That makes sense. But
that
you know
was all
what?
subtext, though, that you had to really, really watch it for that.
I mean, this was kind of subtext too, but you know what I did like was that the way they brought back the what are they called? The Ugnuts?
Oh, the
Oh,
Ugnaughts, yeah. Mm-hmm.
And the way Din Djarin like talked to them and like he
Yeah.
knew exactly because working with Quill in the first season.
Yeah,
It was
I love how he let Bo just do her own thing and then steps in.
Yeah. It's like
And
good
he
cop,
was
bad
like,
cop.
Yeah, he was just like, I am Din Djarin, friend of Quill. And just during that, and he was like, I have spoken. And then they all stopped.
They're all
and
like, oh shit.
Yeah,
like,
and then it was like,
Oh,
well, hey, your machines are malfunctioning. The machines do not malfunction. And he was like, we are not saying that. We just want to find out what's going on. And so
we're not saying you're at fault. We're just getting information.
Yeah, I just thought it was great. That's what I mean. Like, you could see where their strengths and their weaknesses lie and how they complemented each other. So I thought that was really cool.
How they
love that
complement
did
each other.
include
They
the
should get
droid
married.
Oh,
bar.
they're going to get married. We've already talked about this.
They're not gonna get married.
And y'all are going to dress up for that freaking wedding.
That's funny. You mentioned the droid bar. I totally agree. It was cool. It was a nice like callback to A New Hope.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted the droid to be like, "Hey, we don't serve your kind here."
I know. I was waiting for that line,
but he never did it. I'm like, "Oh, that's sad."
Yeah, but that whole everybody just stopping.
Yeah.
And looking at them, that was pretty cool. So yeah.
Mm-hmm. I've always thought like, so what are they doing with droids in Star Wars? Because it's like, R2 and C-3PO, like they're your buddies. You're meant to love them.
Mm-hmm.
Do they have emotions? Are they sentient? Because as much as like the audience sees these droids and they're like, oh, that's cute. BB-8, we're supposed to like love them as characters. Like nobody in
BB-8's baby.
Nobody in the Star Wars universe gives a fuck about droids.
No, they do. They do. I think
certain droids
are
certain
like
droids.
Yeah, like R2 and like all like the astromech droids that
Yeah.
Mhm.
Like
R5,
R2,
R5.
R5, you've got Chopper. They are all treated like pets or family members or something like that. BB-8's treated like that. I mean, Poe's always like, that's a BB, hi BB. So he treats BB like a dog. Like that's his animal. And then in Fallen Order, what was that? B4? B2? The little bee guy. The little
BD1?
guy.
Oh,
BD1,
no.
that's it.
Yeah. Okay, yeah.
I mean, they're like best buds. So it's like certain ones, yes, but I think in general,
But
no,
then we
they're
get
just
to
other.
then we get to a scene like this where like nobody cares about droids. They're just there to clean up everything and do everything. So I think it was kind of interesting how the droid question kind of came back into my mind.
Yeah, no, and I agree, and I think they're all people. So
Yeah.
I'm pro droid.
Gotcha. All right, let's get to the very end and the whole Axe Woves / Bo-Katan fight scene. I really like how they show off Axe Woves
Yes.
Yeah.
and how he fights. Like
Yeah.
the whole
Oh yeah. That
I
whole
love
fight
the
scene I thought
jetpack,
was really
like
cool.
the melee type fighting, like hand-to-hand combat or whatever, but like with jetpacks are it's pretty cool. And it was interesting. I guess we'll get to this in the next one, but like his fight scene with Paz Vizsla and
Yeah,
Paz,
them setting up in this episode to see how he fights
Yeah.
for that
Yeah.
next fight to take place.
yeah,
And it was so funny because this season, just overall, I've been like, oh, you know what? Them finding them going to Mandalore, it's going to be this huge thing, and it's going to be, it's like this whole thing, and I'm like, it's going to take the whole season, and it's like first or second freaking episode is it's got like he goes to Mandalore and finds stuff, and I'm like, oh, this is going to take all freaking season, and like two episodes in, you're already on Mandalore, right? You're already talking to Bo-Katan. So
you're in the water. You're going skinny dipping.
Right. You've already, now you're not an acolyte, but or not acolyte. You're not shunned. Anyway, I don't remember that word. But yeah, so and I just thought that was kind of cool. And then you get this episode and it's like, well, that fight takes what? 2 minutes. So of course they're going to have a side quest or something, because all this stuff that I'm thinking this is going to be epic, it's going to take forever, takes like, a snap.
Yeah,
and you're just
exactly.
Like,
the next episode he's there. Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
it's
So,
like, okay.
so I know we're not talking about 7 this week, but I just do want to mention I love the fact of Mandalorian pirates.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
That's the huge vibe I got.
Oh, in the beginning, yeah, absolutely.
When do you want to head back to Mandalore?
Do you guys want to jump into 7? Because I feel like.
Do we want to rate? Do we just want to rate both of them?
Yeah.
Or do we want to?
Okay. Let's rate.
Just quickly.
Let's rate 6, real quick.
Okay.
So what did you guys think of 6?
I'm gonna give it 9 Bowsers out of 10 Klingons.
There you go. I like that.
Get you.
Yeah.
How about you,
Fandoms.
Frey?
All right. I am gonna give this 8 astromech droids, specifically Chopper, just because I love Chopper.
Yeah.
Out of 10 Lizzo being the Duchess.
All right, that's pretty good. I'll give this it was fun. I wanted to not like it, I liked it, I'm like, where's the story that we're going for? But then it was fun, little side quest. So I want to give this 8 droids trying to kill people to 10 R5D4s, because he gets all the respect in the world.
Right. Yeah.
For whatever he did for the rebellion.
And Den just like kicking the crap out of those battle droids. That was hilarious.
Yeah.
It's just like
just
kick. And she's like, "What? Stop,
would you
just
stop?"
I also think that
But that's
we
a good
might
point. Like,
see-
you remember the flashbacks?
yeah,
It's the battle droids that were after him.
yeah. So he was
True.
like, "I'm about this. Let's do this."
Yeah.
But I also think we're not. This isn't the last time we see Pazar 15. I think
No.
it's gonna probably be in Skeleton Crew. So we may see Jack Black and Lizzo in Skeleton Crew.
Oh, that's a good side
Or
quest
it could be
prediction.
in the upcoming movies.
Could be in the movies. It could be. I just think it's going to be in some of the series. So I think that they're planting
Okay.
this because I think they've been doing it all season. They've been planting certain things. They've been planting Thrawn. They've been planting, they've been planting all this stuff so that they're promoting Ahsoka, they're promoting Skeleton Crew, they're promoting all the stuff that's coming up. I don't think it'll be the Acolyte because that takes place in a totally different time, but you know what I mean. So
Yeah. By the way, the whole double meaning of the title, Guns for Hire. Of
Yeah.
course, Bo and Din were guns for hire, but also the Guns for Hire, all the other Mandalorians, all the other ex whatever they were. Were they Death Watch? No, I don't.
Night Owls.
Night Owls.
Night Owl.
All of them that took over the fleet. They're all Guns for Hire.
Yeah, that fight scene was awesome. I was so happy to see them actually use the I was going to say backpacks. Jetpacks.
Jetpack.
The backpacks. The backpacks. A backpack fight.
The portable high ground.
Okay, let's get into 7. We'll keep this going. Mandalorian season.
I was going to say I can do it if you want me to.
Go ahead.
Okay. The Mandalorian season 3, episode 7, called Spies, delivers one of the show's most story-intensive episodes to date. It opens with Katie Sackhoff's Bo-Katan Kryze successfully uniting the different groups of the Mandalorians, leading them on a mission to retake Mandalore. So, initial thoughts on this?
So, my initial thoughts. Go ahead.
With Din giving the saber how he did.
Yeah.
I thought was interesting. And I thought it was a really good strategy move.
I liked the theory behind it, but all felt like a cop out.
Yeah. I mean, it was kind of a cop out, but like it was interesting the logic that they put behind it.
Yeah, it's one of those, I got defeated, but he didn't use it. So I don't know if they would consider that, but she did defeat him. So technically she is the wielder, but I think the reason he kept it like that is because he didn't know if he could trust her yet.
Yeah.
And so all of these adventures that they've been having has shown him who she really is. And then and he was like, look, I don't care about this weird, silly Jedi blade thing anyway, so you can have it. He's been trying to give it to her since he got it. So it's not like that's
plus the
new.
fact that the armorer trusts Bo.
Yeah, and later
really trust the armorer.
Yeah.
And later in the season, he's like, I dedicate myself to you.
Yeah, later in this episode, he's just like,
I'm not going to put a ring on your finger, but, I dedicate myself to you.
He loves her, and she now loves him. Sorry, but it's just
I felt like they were setting up the tension between the two, a confrontation that's going to happen. Like, that's going to be part of the climax of this season. Yeah. And we didn't get it because it was like, well, the technical thing is, I lost to this dude, but this dude, lost to her and she used it. So it's hers, right? It's like,
well, I think
Can I see the replay?
Right.
He could have done it immediately, but he didn't. And so I think he's been thinking about it, and he's been going over in his head, do I trust her enough to do that? Is she going to be a good leader? Would she lead Mandalore well? Because, I mean, it's a big responsibility to him, and we know he doesn't take his responsibility slightly. But I do think that he wanted her to be accepted into the way, and he started seeing that she was accepting all of this, and he saw what a commander she was and a leader that she was. But he also saw she confides in him, and trusts him as well. And she even confided in him, and she was like, look, I don't know if I can lead these people even with this sword. It's just like, I don't know. And so he's like her closest friend right now, her closest confidant.
Yeah.
And I think that's really important to her. And I think it's important to him too, because he has to think about, he's trying to keep Grogu safe, but he's also trying to teach him the way, and having Bo help with that as well, which of course will lead to their marriage, but that's a totally different subject.
And he trusts her with Grogu.
He trusts her. I mean, you saw like when they come into Mandalore in this, and Grogu's sitting in her lap. He's in her lap. I mean, it was like,
as she's piloting the ship.
Yeah, and so I was like, hey, he used to only do that for Den, and so he's doing it for her now too. So you see that not only does Den trust her, but so does Grogu.
Oh, damn it, they're gonna get married. I don't have an argument against it. I think Pele Moto may be a little heartbroken, but
Pele Moto is going to be the maid of honor, and then and she's going to be the auntie. Come on!
Oh my goodness, that's true. That's true.
Shall we talk about Grogu's upgrade?
That, oh my god, that was so good, and just that whole thing. Oh my gosh!
No.
Yeah. I like when there's like yes.
Yeah. Well, after they leave and he gets the suit.
Yeah.
I thought it was interesting because, throughout this season, we're like, are we going to hear Grogu speak? And like Filoni has been like, well, I think you might get there. We may get there.
A word or two.
We've already got him almost speaking.
Yeah. He's like, rah! And that's it. But no, yes, no,
and
yes.
And it's Taika Waititi's voice.
Yeah.
So good.
Because it's IG-12 now.
Yeah, I just thought that was great. And then, I just, the whole thing of the, he doesn't need that. No, and he's all, yeah, I do. And he's like, no, give it back. No. And then I just thought it's your kid when he's going down the aisle at a supermarket going, I want this, I want this, I want this, I want this.
You know what this reminded me of? It reminded me of Teenage Groot.
Oh yes.
Oh, yeah.
Like a little bit of like he's angsty, but he can like do things now, it's like it was like such a Teenage Groot movie. He's like, no, don't do it. Hey, come back here.
It's like, Groot.
Come back.
Can we technically speaking say this is the start of Grogu's Mandalorian suit?
Maybe.
I have a feeling the armor is going to upgrade all the metal of the IG suit to Beskar.
Oh my,
and
that's a lot.
That will be Grogu's Mandalorian suit.
That would be funny.
I didn't even think of that, but yeah,
so
maybe
because he's already got the big pendant.
That's true. He does. No, I mean they could outfit it. I mean because but I think the IGs were made pretty tough anyway, which is why they wanted him to have that. So I think that'll be cool. I wonder if they're going to give him like a jetpack.
Yeah.
That'd be
cool. That'd be a good.
He can use the Force and fly around. He don't need a jetpack.
Yeah, he's got his amazing Force jumps.
Yeah, but that's just him, not that whole heavy thing. Now I know you're going to say, well, Yoda says it doesn't matter how big anything is, but.
Okay, we're getting too deep into the cute stuff. Let's get into the dark stuff.
Let's go into the Mandalorian pirates.
Yeah. Well, no.
Shadow Council.
Yeah, okay. Shadow Council. We gotta do that first. And
what do you guys think of that? I
thought so it was cool.
Yes, we got some answers, right? Because we never knew who Elia Kane was working for. Of course, it ended up being who we thought it would be. Yeah. I did like the. I did like the probe droid or whatever the thing that we saw in Empire Strikes Back. Coming through the shit and in the scan ant. I thought that was cool.
And
so
I just realized this. The troop, like the TIE fighters and stuff that we saw on Bo-Katan's homeworld.
Oh yeah.
or where she was living,
Yeah.
they came from Mandalore. I just
Yeah.
realized it. It just popped into my head.
Oh,
They
yeah.
came from Mandalore. Because I was like, that's Thrawn's fleet. That's totally Thrawn. I was totally wrong about that. It was totally Moff Gideon.
Yep. They were a moon away. Literally
Yeah.
a moon away.
No wonder. No wonder they didn't need a big ship or anything like that.
Yeah, nobody came out of hyperspace. It was right there.
Mm-hmm.
Because TIE fighters don't have hyperdrives. So yeah. Boom.
Yeah.
Wow, that's I don't know why I didn't think about that earlier too.
Yeah.
That's
That's
crazy.
like as soon as I saw it and I was like, oh, okay, they've got those, and it didn't even like click in until just now. So I have no idea. It's because so much crap's gone on. This season has just been chock
Yeah,
full of stuff.
and the whole thing with there's Beskar metal in the in this embedded in the wall of this
Mhm.
Imperial shuttle.
But now we
you
know
know,
why.
Now we
Because-
know why.
Yeah.
It's so
Lots of
interesting.
answers.
My question is, okay, so we know Gideon's back. We know the his troopers, his whatever we call them, Beskar troopers, whatever. His new version of a dark trooper.
Mando troopers.
Mando
Yeah,
troopers.
the Mando
his
troopers.
upgraded dark troopers have Beskar armor.
Yeah.
Mhm.
He was also on Mandalore, but while he's there, he's also got a cloning facility on Mandalore.
Mm-hmm.
So, two questions: who is he cloning, and who is in the suits?
I don't think he was cloning. What I think he was
No.
doing was taking genetic material from the Mandalorians, and that's who were in those things. And he found a way to splice it into the recruits that he had to make them stronger and more resistant. And that what he was trying to do with Grogu was get the force sensitivity so they had the reflexes that the Jedis had, so that would make them unstoppable.
Oh,
Because he
that's
said,
interesting.
I just watched the last part of this before the show because I wanted to see something because I kind of have
Theory.
I have a prediction. Well, yeah, I always have a theory, but like my prediction for who the spies are, who the Mandalorian spies are. So, but yeah, so when I watched it again, that's what I was like, no, that's exactly what he was doing. He was taking a little bit of everything. He said he was taking the best parts of everyone.
Yeah,
And
he
I
kind of
think,
said that.
yeah.
I was thinking, like, is he is this the Palpatine? Is this the necromancer thing? Is he doing his own version of Palpatine?
Yeah.
Oh,
I think
yeah,
he's
probably.
I think he wants to take Thrawn on for Heir of the Empire.
Yes, because he is not a Thrawn fan.
No,
Yeah.
he is not a fan of Thrawn.
So I was
think
like,
if he could have called him a blue douchebag, he would have, but he didn't.
Mm-hmm.
that's what I was thinking, because like he doesn't seem like he likes Thrawn or wants Thrawn in power. I think he may be trying to clone the Emperor to be like, we don't need Thrawn. The Emperor, we have the Emperor.
Yeah.
Like,
Mm.
Second Thrawn,
maybe. I just
go
think
back to
he's
the
thinking more of fire. Like he wants an army that is unbeatable, and then it won't matter if the Emperor comes back or not.
Okay, so let's go with that. So if now is he cloning like troops? Like, do we have Tamora Morrison in there?
It's more gene splicing than it's cloning. It's just almost adding mutations to people.
Okay.
And that's why, yeah.
Wait, are we getting
'Cause
X-Men in Star Wars?
Yes.
Is it Sinister? Is Moff Gideon Mr. Sinister?
Moff Gideon is evil. Charles Xavier.
I was also thinking that maybe he's cloning Palpatine. Maybe he's making clone troopers for his little new dark trooper thing.
Mhm.
Well, it was weird that he asked for the Praetorian Guards.
See, that was weird too.
So I'm wondering if he's not going to try to get something from them, from like genes from them to. So that's what I thought, but I don't know why they would do it. So that's my wild out there theory.
As I was spiraling with my who's he cloning? I kind of ended up with maybe he's cloning himself. Maybe he has versions
Yeah.
of himself
Yeah.
that he's improving and putting into those
He's
Beskar.
narcissistic enough to do it.
Yeah, the dark
Yeah.
trooper, the new dark trooper, whatever. So what?
They could be clones of him
Mhm.
with the enhancements. Oh,
So
yeah,
what do you guys
that's a-
think
well,
of
that's
the?
a solid theory. Yeah.
What did you guys think of the Shadow Council? Because this is kind of a big deal, right? Like for the
Mm-hmm.
extended universe or expanded universe.
And the sequels, because it had Hux in it. It had his dad in it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And
So
the guy that played his dad was his brother, Brian.
Yeah.
That was
his younger
interesting.
brother.
Yeah, younger brother, Brian, who was the same age he was when he did
Hux.
the Hux. So
Oh, that's interesting. That's
they all
cool.
got like a huge kick out of it. So it was like, okay, guys. All right, Gleason.
But speaking of him, he's connected to Project Necromancer.
yes.
So is that the cloning of
Yes.
Palpatine thing?
Yes.
Yeah, that's where Snoke comes from and Palpatine, yeah.
Right. And Gideon was like, "Oh, we don't have Pershing. Sorry. All his
we
work
don't clone,
lost."
we don't know. Whatever.
So what is he keeping secret with these clones? I feel like he's building his own clone army separate from everybody else, so
Mhm.
he could take over and
Yeah.
and be, I don't need the Shadow
Yeah.
Council.
I think he wants to take over the Shadow Council, and if they're not willing to back him, then he's just gonna get rid
Force
of all
take
of
it
them.
by force.
Yeah, and then he's gonna go head to head with Thrawn. I think that's what he's trying to do.
Uh-huh.
It'll be Throno e Gideano. No, but I just honestly, I think that that's really where we're going. Now I think that's where we're going. I wouldn't have said that a few episodes ago because we didn't have as many pieces as we do now. But I do think that's, and now I see that maybe where they're going to go with the movie. The
Maybe.
Dave Filoni movie. You're going to have Thrawn versus Gideon, and everybody else is caught in the middle.
Okay.
Oh, good point. Good point.
Yeah.
Well, I know one person who's not going to be caught in the middle. Sorry, Paz.
Yeah.
Wait, before we
peace, Paz Vizsla.
rest and pause, before we get to pause, was it a little odd? Like it felt like a setup that nobody was cluing in on. Like, shouldn't you know where the forge is because a bunch of you lived on Mandalore back in the day?
Well, it's kind of like, if you lived somewhere when you were a kid and then you come back, like, I don't know, much later, and all of the all the markers
Everything's
that
changed.
you knew is changed.
Everything's
kind of
glass.
like that. Yeah, everything's green glass, and
yeah. Okay,
so
I'll give you
I
that.
could see where they wouldn't know where it was underground because everything was so.
It felt weird. I'm like, okay, we're just going on this trip, and then we find 3 more Mandalorians that are just sailing the seas of of green glass. I'm like,
kind of sus, isn't it?
Yeah, you're super sus.
It's totally sus.
You're
almost
super
like
sus,
they're
dude.
spies.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that's what I think the spies are. I don't think it's armor at all.
So we talked about that. Like, there's always like these weird dual meanings to the titles. So spies easily could be how it started with Elia Kane, right? Moff Gideon.
Well, she's a single spy. So
exactly.
And he
One
does
spy.
say spies in the meeting with the Shadow Council. So we know there's multiple.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like who? So you think it's these yachties, these yachty Mandalorians sailing the high seas?
Yeah, I do. I think it is. I think because we know Gideon was down there for a long time.
Yeah.
He didn't just put that base up in like the last couple of episodes. He has been there the whole time. And so I think because he's experimenting on these Mandalorians, I think he caught a lot of them, right? That were there instead of just decimating them. He caught a lot of them, and he was taking, using them for gene splicing and experiments. And these 3 had been locked up, and managed to survive so far. And so he said, look, you bring him to me, I'll set you guys free, or you can have a place in the new world, something like that. And they don't have any kind of love for Bo-Katan because they think that, you know, she is who cursed them, right?
Yeah.
Oh, that's a
So-
good point. Yeah.
Yeah, so then they have the food, you know, and she said, you know, she says, no, I did surrender, and he still did it. He did not keep his word. So then those guys are like, oh crap, he's not going to keep his word to us.
We got played.
So, right, but he's like, but we already told him we'd take him to the forge, so we have.
And we don't want to
now.
double cross Gideon because Gideon will come after us. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Though,
and
you know,
that's why I think it's them, but I think they had a change of heart.
But I mean, look at Axe Woves. You know,
Yeah, I think
he's
that was a
True.
red herring, and I think the armor was a red herring.
well.
Yeah.
I mean,
Conveniently taken out of the picture, just so.
Cam kind of mentioned it earlier. Like, he's kind of a pirate, right? He's
Mhm.
he's just kind of sailing the seas, and
He
whoever
was
pays
my
him pays
first
him.
thought.
Right.
Yeah, he was the first one. I was like, no, yeah, that absolutely. But now
Yeah,
I'm like, you know,
because they were there for themselves, no one else.
yeah,
Yeah, and if he knew Gideon was there, and actually
but
he stole the
he-
fleet from Gideon, right?
he stole it with Bo-Katan and then took the fleet from Bo-Katan. I just don't see him having any. There's no reason for him to get into bed with Gideon.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a good
He
point.
hated him for so long. So either he was the spy from the very beginning, since before the Night of a Thousand Tears,
Yeah.
or he's, you know, it would be weird why his reasoning. So
I thought I had it with Axe Woves.
I was right there with you until I was like, because I was like, why would he? I really thought about it, and I was like, why would he help Bo-Katan get all the fleet and then take the fleet from her? Why wouldn't he just go right to Gideon if that were the case? Because he has most of the Mandalorians.
That's true. That's true. Okay, you mentioned Gideon. Now he's in full Beskar because didn't he have that
Yeah.
chest plate before that was Beskar?
Yeah.
Yeah, he had some. I think when we saw him when he was fighting with Din Djarin.
Now he's got this helmet.
Hmm.
And did you notice the helmet had horns?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, it was very Death Watch.
What's
Very
up with that?
Maul-esque.
Yeah, like
Mhm.
especially with the black and the red, it looked very,
Mhm.
you know, Maul-ish.
Yeah.
Do you think there's a weird connection there?
Well,
Probably.
and so a lot of people are saying that's why they think it's the armor, is because
Uh-huh.
she's got the horns on her helmet,
Oh.
and he's got, and then she was gone. She, you know, oh no, let me take these wounded, and see, they had wounded
Mm-hmm.
again. Back to my theory about it being the piratey guys, the piratey Mandalorians, because
Hmm.
they had all this wounded, but there was, you know, nothing around or anything. So it's like, how did they get wounded? Nobody asked how they got wounded. Nobody asked what they fought. No, you know, what I
Yeah.
mean, there was none of that. So I'm just like,
Oh, I didn't even think about that. Now
yeah, because
that's
she
pretty
wouldn't
smart.
have had that like foreknowledge. So she would have had to go in with them if she was the spy, right? So
Yeah.
That's a really good point.
So speaking
Why
of
are
the
you so
pirates-
smart?
Speaking of the
I just obsess about
sailors
things.
of Mandalore,
Yeah.
let's talk about that Axe Paz fight
oh yeah,
that we kind of
That-
talked about in episode 6.
Yes.
yes, that was
I
good.
love how it showed the two different styles of fighting.
Yeah. And it
they
almost
made
showed
primitive so pejorative. It was
Mhm.
like primitive. Look at this primitive, and I was just like, oh no, he did it.
well, you know, it's interesting because it's like Paz, right? He's just big,
Mhm.
bulky, like let me use my fists.
Mhm.
Whereas like it showed how trained Axe
Mhm.
Woves and Bo-Katan are with being a Mandalorian and fighting as
Mhm.
a Mandalorian.
Battle hardened. almost.
Exactly, you know.
Yeah.
So to me, it felt like Paz was completely outmatched. Like, what is going on? He's got a jetpack and he's like using it like that. Like,
Yeah.
Mhm.
it felt like Paz was kind of in the wrong arena, so to speak.
But I
But he
love
was holding
how
his own too. It's just
I
different.
love how Den
fighting
and Bo
styles.
said they couldn't step in
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
because of taking sides. Then you have Grogu, this up and coming Mandalorian, but more of the way of the Jedi,
Yeah.
stepping in. Jedi being the peacekeepers of the galaxy.
Mm-hmm.
And not
It-
really even like getting into the political part. You know, Grogu was just like, "Hey, we're all on the same side. We shouldn't fight, guys. Like,
Yeah.
no, let's
Yeah.
not fight."
Don't you remember what Mommy said?
Remember how cute I am? Look at me. Look at me.
No.
He's all
no,
like, Mom and
no.
Dad says they can't step in. I'll step in.
Yeah, but so here's the thing. So Din goes to Bo and he says, should I step in?
Mm-hmm.
And she says, unfortunately,
No.
no one can. And so it's the tradition. They're like, hey, these are the traditions. And Den, I
Yeah.
feel like, is still learning all of that. He's
Mhm.
learning the more of the societal Mandalorian stuff, which he didn't know because it was
Yes.
about survival and not
Yes.
a society.
I
And so I
think
think that's what we've learned this season is Din doesn't know how to behave in society.
well, I think Paz is the same way.
Yeah, they
Right?
don't know. It's survivors. You
Yeah.
know, they
The
all have
children of the
PTSD.
watch. The
Mhm.
children of the watch don't know how to be Mandalorian. So I think
Right.
Bo and everybody else is going to teach them how to be Mandalorian because I think, you know, the armor only taught them the structure, but like the experience of being a Mandalorian, I think that's where Bo and everybody else comes into play.
Well, yeah, the
Mhm.
For the
armor
children
taught
of the
them
watch.
the way.
Yeah, exactly.
And there's more to Mandalorians and more to Mandalorian society than just the way. The way is almost their creed. I mean, that's what it is. It's their creed. So it's just kind of what they live by, but it's not how society functions. And he's starting to see that. So it's kind of like learning a new language and you know
Mhm.
all of the structure and the basics, but then you talk to somebody that knows that language and
Yeah.
you're like, I don't know any of those words. What the heck?
But
You know,
the way also let them into a trap. Like,
yes.
ugh.
Yeah.
Did they not like look around like, hey, we're in these like mines and everything's rocked, and all of a sudden it looks like we're in the Death Star. Like,
Yeah, it was like
Yeah.
nobody stopped to look around. Like,
yeah,
did the scenery change?
as soon as I saw that first thing, I was like, guys, I'm pretty well, no, actually when they said, oh no, they're retreating, let's advance, I was like, this is a trap. It's
Yeah.
Mhm.
That's a
clearly
trap.
a trap. And so and then they were like, let's go. And I was like, hello, miss, I know strategy. What the hell? You know,
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
Yeah.
but all I can think is that they didn't know who they were. They wanted to go ahead and take care of them because they're on their home planet. So it was like,
Yeah.
you know, we've got to go and these are the first invaders and we're going to get them, you know. And so they walked into the trap.
And they didn't want them to get away, kind of thing.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, that
A lot
trap.
happened. Yeah, that trap
that-
was.
We learned a lot, saw a lot, and then all of a sudden the trap happened. We're like, oh, no way.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Well,
Did
yeah.
you see?
I did not expect. I was like, are we going to get Gideon in this season at all? You know, I was like, oh gosh, it's getting kind of late. I mean, I know we just, you know, found that thing. And so I was like, well, maybe we won't see him until next season. So seeing him now, I was like, oh, this is great. And then I was like, oh no, this is not good at all. The Mandalorians are not okay. I was like,
Right.
This is not good. So,
Mm-hmm.
So they get trapped. Poor Din. He gets roped around a lot these days.
He was the Luke of this. He
Yes.
went in guns blazing, first one through all the gates and everything, and got himself caught. And he's gonna get himself mind flayed.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, exactly. Ugh, poor Paz.
Oh
Poor
my
Paz.
gosh. And you know, they did it so perfect
They
because
did.
at first we were like, oh no, Paz is all up in everybody's business. And then he got it. Then he started respecting Din and Bo because of his son, Ragnar. And oh my God, Ragnar is just going to be beside himself when he finds out about all this.
Oh.
And then he, he's like, what's going on? He's been that guy that's like, no, what are we gonna do? And then he's like, no, we're gonna go and we're gonna do this. And he's like totally in 110%. And then he winds up saving Bo-Katan, who he has been told for years is a curse on the people, and so it was such a good story arc for him. And I really wish that it could have just lasted.
I feel so bad for him. And
horrible.
Ragnar, but still.
Well, and then, but to have the Praetorian guards be the ones that take him down, like he yeets those guys off the cliff and everything. Oh, it was perfect. And then and you're like, oh yay, he's gonna be fine. And then you see the Praetorian guards and you're like, well, somebody dig a grave. What I mean? It's
the guards just landed. I'm like,
I'm just gonna throw it out there. I'm gonna throw it out there. Yes, he got shot. Yes, he got stabbed. Do you think he's like dead?
Yeah.
Are we
but I think Moff Gideon is going to splice his DNA.
There you go. I was gonna say it's kind of like Princess Bride, but evil, because it's like mostly dead. He's mostly dead. It's like
as you wish.
Right. Yeah.
But I think he's dead, but Gideon's going to use that big bulk.
Yeah.
I don't know,
DNA.
but I mean,
see that.
See, it's weird though, like because Mandalorians are just.
He's going to be Frankenstein.
There's not like, I mean, anything we know about them is like they're just people, right?
Yeah.
It's not about their DNA.
But they're hardier. They have more resistances to things. Because of how they. No, really, honestly, like in all the games and everything, they have multiple resistances. They're resistant to a lot of poisons and all sorts of things. And so it really, like, if they keep with that, then I could see where they would be hardier stock to clone. And I mean, Jango was a foundling, so he did know the Mandalorian ways. So the Kaminoans did want the Kaminoans. They were on the right track to get a hardy stock. They just thought he was full blood Mandalorian. He wasn't, and so that's why.
Oh my God, I'm so like.
So that could lead back to Bad Batch, because you got to think about like with Bad Batch, you had Omega, and they're doing the same thing where they're looking at the clones and trying to repurpose them, but Gideon could have gotten their work and continued it.
Oh, I didn't even think of that.
Yeah, so I mean, it could just all tie in together. That was right off the top of my head. I did not know I was going to talk about
that. That being said, what do you guys think is going to happen next? We're at the finale. Only 8 episodes.
I know.
Cam, do you have any predictions for? I know Frey does, so you better come with one.
I am at a loss. This episode took me by shock.
Yeah, this was a very shocking episode. You're totally right.
This episode really did a 180. On this, so they could go a number of ways.
It answered a lot of questions, but it asked a lot of questions too.
Yes.
It
answered where Moff was, but now we've got more questions about him.
Give me one prediction then.
I really think Paz is going to be Frankensteined up and thrown in, because just let alone just the size of him, having that size of clone coming at you is empowering and intimidating.
I can see that.
A Tate Fletcher coming at you. Okay, Frey, what do you think?
Without the helmet on. All right. So here's the thing. I think we're gonna see that the pirates are the spies. We're gonna
Mhm.
find that out. They're gonna confess and say that they're with Bo-Katan though now. The armor will have already returned back, and Axe Woves will be with her, and then she'll send them off to help with the fleet, and then they're gonna go back with Den. I think this is kind of how it's gonna set up. I think Den might get mind flayed, and Gideon's going to try to turn him against Bo-Katan and Grogu.
Ooh.
So do you think this is a Empire Strikes Back? Like, everybody, we're not going to win this round and end on a good note. You think?
I think they'll save Den. I think he'll leave Den there and put Den in as an actual like mole spy with the Mind Flayer. And we'll know, but they won't know. And they'll think they defeated Moff Gideon, or he'll leave, and so he can continue building up his army. They will get away somehow, but that everyone will be left with did he really turn in or did he not? And that'll be how we start it next season.
Oh my goodness.
You asked for my prediction.
Huh.
Because they'll leave it on cliffhanger, and maybe we'll get some stuff in Book of Boba Fett if they do a set.
Have we? So real quick, I'm just trying to think how season 1 and season 2 ended. Did we end on cliffhangers?
I think
For
we end.
book?
No, not for that. We ended on Luke taking Grogu and Bo-Katan not wanting the sword.
Yeah. Okay. All right. I'm just thinking, like, is this something Filoni would do? It'll leave us on a cliffhanger. You know what I mean?
I don't know. He's done it. He did it in Rebels. There was a cliffhanger in Rebels.
Right. And there was one in or an open storyline opened in Bad Batch season 2 at the very end.
Not everything was tied up in a little bow.
Yeah. A little Bo-Katan. I think I don't know how this is going to happen, but if there gets to be a battle with the fleet versus the TIE fighters versus, Moff Gideon, for whatever reason is going to happen, I think they're going to demolish like a good portion of the fleet, and it's just going to be them on the run. And I think who saves the day is the Captain Teva.
Oh yeah, the Rangers. Oh yeah,
I
that'd
think
be cool.
he's going to rally the Rangers.
Zeb.
Rally the Rangers to come help the Mandalorians. Yeah. And then they're going to be like, Gideon's alive. Here's Gideon. What? Oh my gosh. It's going to be that where they like, this is like how they rally the troops. And this is how we start the resistance, where it's like, hey, the Senate and the Republic is stuck. The New Republic's doing whatever the New Republic does politically, but like we have to build something. So this is where like Leia's like, we have to build a resistance.
Yeah, so then they get I could see where this starts that. Yeah.
So instead of like getting the story of like how the First Order started, I think we're gonna get the story of how the Resistance started. Yeah,
we might see the parallel stories with that, because they'll do more in Ahsoka, because the guy Xander Berkeley, who was in the Shadow Council, who does he play? Gilead somebody?
Yeah, I had it.
The guy from Rebels,
yes.
The little Weasley guy from Rebels, him. But he plays him, and he's talking about Thrawn in this episode. So I think that like Ahsoka will come out, and that's where we'll get the First Order part of it. And this one will focus on the Resistance part of it. Or they'll continue with that Rangers of the New Republic or whatever they were going to do. Just in a different format.
That's what Gilid Pelion?
Pelion. I think that's right.
Pelion
Like
bike. He's a bike.
Like Peloton. Yeah.
Peloton bike.
We're We're gonna call him Gil Peloton. He's Gil Peloton now.
Oh my gosh. It's in a matter of hours.
I know, right?
Yeah.
So I think we've beaten this horse almost to death.
So shall we rate?
Yeah, let's rate.
Rate it. Go for it, Cam.
Rate
Start it off.
Okay, I'm going to do 9.5. IG-12 Grogu saying yes and no's out of 10 Paz's dead body just laying there at the end.
Wow,
Jesus.
that went dark.
Quickly.
Yes.
What do you think, Frey?
I'm gonna say 10.
10 out of
The
10. Huh?
10 cute little of those kaiju and Kylosaurus things that got him into where the forge is supposed to be. Out of those things, the thing that attacked the ship. 10 of those.
Oh,
Out
okay.
of
Okay.
10 Paz Vizsla yeeting the troopers off the cliff.
Oh, that was cool. How he was like
I kept
just
going,
launching
yeet,
people off. And I'm
yeet.
like,
Okay,
Yeet.
James, you better include Paz in yours somehow.
but I kept thinking, I'm like, hey, you got jetpacks. Do something, you know?
It's just like, no, they spent all their fuel.
I know, right?
They're
I will
all their tanks running empty. Come on.
I will give this 9 Praetorian guards
Oh, good one.
out of 10 new Moff Gideon Beskar armor cosplays, because you know those are coming.
Oh yeah, they're coming.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Jeez.
Yes.
Oh.
That'll be fantastic. So, I mean, pretty good. I think that's good. No, I thought it was a really good episode. I think it's probably my favorite one of the season so far because it just had so much.
Yeah, there was a
Mhm.
lot. There was a lot.
There's a lot in it, and it was just like so much. And you were like, wait a minute. It says the spies. Who's the
Yeah.
spy? Who's the spy? Are you the spy? You're the spy.
I still think I'm looking at Axe Woes and maybe I don't know. Anyway,
Hey, no, you know what? One of us will be correct.
there you go.
That's how, we did it. One of us will be correct.
You know what
All
I've
right.
been correct about? I've
That we
been
have
correct
merch.
that we got merch, people.
We got merch, people.
I don't know where that doo is.
Synopsis.
No, that
We'll
wasn't
just
it.
continue to do the synopsis.
How about this one?
There we go.
No. All right, I
Oh, you're ridiculous.
failed. All right, y'all. Don't forget we got merch, just like how Cam has some beautiful merch on his head.
Absolutely.
$35 or 30 if you're gonna buy 2 or more. I think we may end up getting more. There's been talks. Maybe beanies are in our future, but we'll see.
Ooh.
We also got shirts, so you can DM us. They're $20 or 25 if we gotta ship it to you, and just DM us on Instagram. That's the easiest way to get a hold of us. We should have all the sizes, like all the regular sizes, from like small, extra small to like 2X. So if you need a shirt, come holla at us on Instagram at Distance Nerding, or if you want more merch or a different shirt, get the exclusive Lucharilla's Distance Nerdarilla shirt over at lucharillas.com. I know I had a graphic. I don't have a graphic. I do have a
There you go.
graphic.
There's the graphic.
Come get a Distance Nerdarilla over at lucharillas.com. Oh my goodness.
Sweet.
All right, y'all.
We're going to talk about the schedule?
Yeah, we got some schedules. Mondays, game streams. I don't think there's one this Monday because I think
He'll still be Island Boy.
oh my god, if he's
Yeah.
on Hawaii and he's gaming, I'm gonna be
Oh my
so upset at him. I'm gonna be so upset.
He's not. Then we'll all tell him he's not vacationing right.
I know exactly. He's like, well, you don't know. Jackie said
well,
I could.
I
No,
decided to
see,
go
this
to
meant that we should
Hawaii
just have
so
a
I could
music
go ahead
stream.
and- yeah.
I will throw his Xbox into the ocean. So Mondays usually game streams from 8 to 12 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. Tuesdays the download, which you're watching right now, from
Right now.
6:30 to 8:30 or 9:30 or till midnight, depending on how many things we talk about. Thursdays the build, where we build Legos on Twitch and YouTube and do brackets and do interviews. I think
Yep.
we got a special build this week, and I think it's a bracket takeover.
Yeah,
it's
it's
called
just
Excuse me.
bracket,
Oops,
bracket,
all
bracket.
brackets.
wait, say it again. What's it called?
Oops, all brackets.
Yes,
That's what it's going to be
Brackets,
called.
brackets, and more brackets.
like
Yeah, he wanted to
oops,
do
all
the cereal.
berries.
Yeah, with the
That's
cereal.
so good. I love it so much. Cam,
Lovely.
thanks for joining us. Impromptu.
Yeah,
Cam,
I'll
absolutely.
probably
give
be
me
on
your
Thursday
pluggables
as well.
Give me your pluggables. Where we can find you.
So my pluggables is Cam Cosplay 0 and Cam and _ Cam Smith _0, all on Instagram. You can also
All
find
on
me in the Nerdington Post as well.
Yes, the Nerdington Post.
Posting a lot, and I like it because it makes my job easier.
Absolutely. Actually, it's
Right.
awesome.
Frey, what do you got? Where can we find? Give me at least 5 ways we can find you.
I can actually do that. So it's
I know,
You
right?
can find me here on Tuesdays. I kind of made this my home. I have 2 homes.
This is your home.
I have Distance Nerding home, and I have my Kyber K Productions home, and I'm there on Saturdays for the Nerd Out. And it's Saturday morning Nerd Out. It is 12 o'clock my time, 10 a.m. Pacific. And I'm on there with Graveyard and usually Fours, who is also usually on the build as well. And Captain Lady Moon, she does it as well. And then also Mezzo has been known to do it as well. So we got a lot of people that in and out. So you guys can catch us there. It's all nerding as well. I also am a mod for New Rock Stars, so I do their Discord. I'm usually the mod for their live show called The Break Room. It is on hiatus right now. It's actually on a break. And we'll be back in May.
I was wondering about that.
Yeah, they took a break from a lot of stuff, so they can regroup and do everything. There's gonna be a new set for the break room and everything, so it should be fantastico. But that'll be in May. And then
a new set. Spilling
Yeah.
that tea. I love it.
Right. And then I'm a mod on our Discord for Distance Nerdy. And I'm a mod for Kyber K Productions Discord. So I'm a mod. Hi, I'm a mod. And then you can also find me on Twitter at Fraygirl and on YouTube at Fraygirl. And on Instagram and TikTok. Instagram, I am at Gotham_Oracle. And TikTok, I am at Gotham.Oracle. So, and I post
You just need
weird stuff.
You need a link tree.
I do.
I know. I
to
need a
just
link tree
break
too.
down and just do the link tree and just have it.
That way you just say, everybody go find me on Instagram, and then all my links are right there.
Yeah, and I'm on Twitter the most. I'm usually most active on Twitter. So if you guys, I know it's a hellscape, but if you guys are on it, I promise I'm not that hellish when I'm on there.
Twitter's a dumpster fire right now.
It really is. It's now called X Corp, but yeah.
What? Really? Did it change?
Yeah.
Like today?
Yeah. They did a terms and service agreement. I looked at it. I was like, what's X Corp? And then I saw all the memes of people making fun of it. So I was like, oh, Twitter must be X Corp.
Huh.
Interesting. All right.
Yeah. Well, that's news to me.
Hey, we got Meta and X Corp. What are you doing?
Oh, both of those are lame. Okay. Have something you want to discuss? Tell us what you're nerding out on, and make sure to let us know in the Facebook group, the Distance Nerdington Post. And if you want to contribute, if you want to, you bought a shirt, you bought a hat, and you're like, what else can we do? You can buy us a taco, and you can join the taco party. So all you got to do is go to distancenerding.com, click the little button to join the taco party. You can give us $5, $10, $100, whatever you want to do.
$100 to buy us a lot of tacos.
A lot of tacos, and all that goes right into Philippe's pocket and then right back out because we're buying tons of stickers and buying more Funko Pops and more stuff to give away and more and more and more for
And more.
the
I was gonna
nerds.
say, James, why did you let Phil keep the Funko I gave you guys?
That's how it works, man.
No, they co-parent really. So like the next
Well,
time you
no,
see each other,
it was an
person,
art series of
Phil-
The Rock.
Yeah, but no. So but the co-parent.
Oh, I forgot
so
to just grab it
Phil
from
has
him.
That, and
Yeah.
then, yeah. So next time he sees him, he'll give it to him.
Yeah.
That's.
Hey, we got home at like 3 a.m. Relax.
And
Okay?
I
almost
know
died,
you
like,
guys
4
did.
times.
But you know what's funny?
Tyler let me know when you guys got back.
You know what's funny? There's times where it's like he holds up a pop, you know, when we're doing the dance thing. And I'm like, I forgot that's my pop. Like, I want that back.
He's probably trying to get a rile out of you.
Exactly. Connect
You
with
know
us.
what they can send us an email
Yes. Where can they send us an email?
at
Where?
distensenerding@aol.com.
Which is a real thing. It really
It is,
works.
yeah.
Distance nerding at AOL.com. Are you guys?
I know you're talking about Instagram and Facebook and all that fun stuff
Yeah.
at Distance Nerding as well, right?
Distance nerding.com.
Mhm.
Thanks and keep nerding. You guys ready for a little dancey dance?
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
I got my Grogu.
Oh yeah. I've got my
minus his-
signed pop.
Oh, you better get ready. Oh, see, that's the one he has that he always shows, and I never have seen it.
He got
But
it
it's
personalized. I decided not to.
rude. So rude. How do I switch it?
I don't know.
I don't know.
Cam.
I don't know how to switch it.
Yeah, you said you probably did the three of us.
All right, we tried. This is derailed in a different way.
I want Emily to be on the show for a long time.
She's a very nice person. I want to share that. Those nails. Thanks, y'all. See y'all next week.